Happy Saturday afternoon to all of you. I had to come back live, unfortunately, on the weekend. I just had to give you some news. Now, I saw this news break on the status quo last night, and I said, well, I'll get up in the morning and I'll report on this news. And I didn't get up this morning and report on this news. Now, if you guys remember, we were talking about Melania Trump's speech on, I believe that was on Thursday. Uh, on Friday, yesterday, we were discussing the reasons she could have come out with that speech. And as you see on my thumbnail, there has been new reporting about the possible reasons that Melania Trump came out and started talking about Epstein and trying to paint herself as someone who barely knew him. I don't even, how do you say his name again? Epstein, Epsaw, who, Eps who, Eps who? She said that she barely knew Epstein. Now, there has been reporting that has come out by the status quo that somehow it has been reported that a young lady who was very familiar with Melania, uh, back in the Epstein days in the 90s when Melania came over here as a young woman. I believe the age is 17, under 18, not an adult. There is reports of a woman who says that she has known Melania for 20 years, and she was also a model during that era. She also just so happened to marry her husband at the young, tender age of 17 years old. Now, what does this have to do with Melania coming out and speaking? I don't know, but the reports are that Melania allegedly got a message saying, "I know everything. Watch what you say about me, or I will tell everything." That's that's not verbatim. If you want to know what the young lady said verbatim, let's find out. Let's see what exactly this young lady said. Now, you will. We have some special envoys over in Iran discussing the ceasefire deal. The special envoy of Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. It's going to be some interesting details that comes out about this special envoy. If you did not remember, I also showed you that Vance was with child again. Now, if you don't remember me showing you, uh, uh, I showed you when JD Vance arrived in Hungary. He was over there doing some electioneering for the Victor. What is his name? I don't. I think his name is Victor Orban. Your vice president was over there electioneering for a tyrannical governor president to stay in office. I believe the elections are either today or tomorrow. So what did JD Vance do? JD Vance decided that, hey, I will go over here and I will you know interfere in their election. Isn't that what 45, 47 would call something like that? Somebody from a foreign country over there supporting the elections. But the reason why I'm talking about this again today is I just want to show you this woman who came out and did this story about Melania. It seems that she was married, was in a long-term relationship or married to. She had a child by another special envoy person, and this special envoy person met your vice president when he landed in Hungary. Let me show you your vice president landing in Hungary. Let's get into this. So here's your vice president. He lands in Hungary. I want you to see who greets your vice president. You know, your Catholic vice president, whose wife is holding their fourth child, and he wants you to believe that he, like Charlie Kirk, is so Christian and all of this. Let's get into this. Who is this man right here? Who's this little short man right here? Who's that short man? Do you know who this man is right here, who is already on the tarmac to meet your vice president? Let's see how he's greeted by your vice president and your second lady of the United States. Let's see. Who's there? Who is that? Well, Vice President Vance is really ignoring this guy. It's not like he knows this guy. Who is this? Oh, wait a minute. It does seem like he knows him. Oh, look at the big smiles, the hearty handshake, the slap on the arm. It seems like your vice president is very well aware of who this person is. Or is he? It seems like he's very well aware of who this person is. Let's get into this. Does Usha know who this person is too? Maybe not. Maybe. Usha is aware of him too, as she leans over with her fourth baby in her belly, and she gives him a hug, and he gives her a kiss on the cheek. So we are aware that they are familiar with this person. Who might this person be? This person might be another a special envoy. We'll call him. So let me let's get into Let's get into the information that has been released by Status Quo. Their link to their video is in my description box. What are they talking about? We have this has come out on Status Quo. Breaking news. The Guardian says Melania's Epstein presser was baffling. Even Fox asks if there's a story that's about to drop that she wanted to get ahead of. What's baffling is why people thought deporting a mom away from her son wouldn't have consequences. This is from Capital Hunter. This was posted on X. A mom being deported away from her son. People thought that wouldn't have consequences. Now, it's being reported that Melania got these a text from someone, and then after the Melania came out with this crazy word salad of leave me alone" type of press conference. Now, we know initially Donald Trump said he had no idea that she was having a press conference. He had no idea in the White House, where if he didn't know, there were plenty of people to alert him, like, hey, Melania is about to have a press conference. No, he said he didn't know. And then he came clean and said, of course he knew. Yes, he knew about this press conference. No video or image. No, I'm doing it live. I apologize. Did I have the screen blocker up? I appreciate you for reminding me. We're going to go on, and I'll show you the video and image later of JD Vance greeting this special envoy. Thank you for telling me that. Now, this is what came out after the press briefing. What mother was deported? It's being alleged that this mother was reported. Her name is Amanda Ungaro. Now, if you hover over this Twitter account, that you will see that it is located in somewhere in the area of Brazil. Now, I don't have a Twitter account. The reporting is if you hover over her name, she does have a blue check mark. She has been verified. Now, who is Amanda Ungaro? Let's see. Amanda Ungaro had a baby by none other than 4547's special envoy. He goes by the name of. He was there meeting President Vance. Let me see. What is his name again? Zampoli. Zampoli. What is his first name? Uh, what is his first name again? I apologize. Paulo Zampoli. Paulo Zampoli, who Trump has known since the 80s. Paulo Zampoli, who was a part of all of these little modeling companies that sprang up when Jeffrey Epstein had a modeling company. Your president had a modeling company. All of these with all of these underage girls being flown all over the world, coming to the United States. Melania Trump, it is said, to have come over at the age of 17 to work under the modeling company that Paulo Zampoli actually owned. Now, there is a whole big story that gives you information about Paulo Zampoli. But we're gonna get back to what Paulo Zampoli's baby mama said. If what the baby mama said. Let's see what the baby mama had to say to Melania Trump after she came out with at this press conference. Amanda Ungaro taped an interview with Spain's El Paris, which will be airing this weekend. Amanda Ungaro and Zampoli were together for 2 decades, moved in elite circles, attending events at Mar-a-Lago, etc. Paulo Zampoli, Melania brought her to the U.S. Paulo, wait, no, see, this is kind of written crazy. Paulo is Melania's friend who brought her to the U.S. and now works for the White House. Here, you have a picture right here. Right here, you see your president. You see Melania. That's Paulo on one end, and that is the Amanda Ungaro on the other end in the dark color clothes. And who is that right next to your president? That's Melania Trump. Okay, so let's understand that Paulo is alleged to have bought Melania to the U.S. under a modeling contract. Can we continue? Let me see what you guys are talking about. Paulo Zampoli is in the Epstein files hundreds of times. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Melania is afraid that the truth of her story and her movie will become exposed. I didn't see the movie. I don't think many people see the movie. So, as anything being exposed in the Melania movie, I don't think that will mean anything to anyone once this story comes out. The reason that Melania Trump came out is because she is afraid. Now, you heard all the things she said, that she hadn't been on the plane and she barely knew Epstein and she didn't know this person and she didn't know that person. But you see, she was spurred to come out and tell people to not spread false stories and false pictures. And I thought she was talking about the lawsuit that Michael Wolff had against her, the slap lawsuit. It seems like it was deeper than the slap lawsuit. So Michael Wolff, in his lawsuit, he is asking for rights to depose people who would be familiar with this area of Donald Trump's and Melania's life. So therefore, she may have gotten word, or Michael Wolf may not even know about this Ungaro girl, or maybe she's afraid that if Michael Wolf gets subpoena power of this deposition power, maybe she's afraid that this is someone that Wolf would depose. Why would she be afraid of that? Let's see what so the other things that Amanda Ungaro had to say. She said, "I will tear down your corrupt system, even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, of who you are and who your husband is." That's what Amanda has written after this come out and leave me alone, and the people should come out and all of this, acting like she cares about Congress hearing the Epstein victims under oath if they choose, and all of this spurred on this what we're talking about right now. It goes on to say, "I will take." No, that's for someone else. Oh no, that's for her. This is for Melania. "I will take legal actions against you and your pedo husband." She says the full word, pedophile husband with a P in front. "I have known you for 20 years. You know I was detained by ICE. You were present in my life every year on my son's birthday, even sending Secret Service and being the first to congratulate him back in 2016. So now you saw the first post that said, how could they think that some story wasn't going to come out when somebody's child was taken away from them. So what is being said here is that this woman was mysteriously detained by ICE. Now, some people seem to think that they were having a child custody dispute. It has been reported. Her and Zambini. Now, the Zambini that your president has known since they used to party together and have all of these model pageants with all of these young models way back in the 90s. So now he's in a custody dispute with his baby mama. It doesn't appear that they were married, but they were allegedly together for 20 years, and it's being reported that they were in some type of custody dispute. And then mysteriously, what happened to the baby mama? The baby mama, who's from Brazil, she gets deported. Now you need to know all of the different positions, all of the connections that this Paulo guy had connection with. It will shock you, all of the connections that this guy had connections to. Let me hold on. Let me go right here. Paulo Zampoli is a special envoy to your president right now. Paulo Zampoli worked for 4547 in his real estate ventures. Paulo Zampoli worked at the UN under your president's first term, where there were some people who got into some trouble about paying money to purchase visas to come to different countries, from different countries paying money to come to America. I mean. So there was that big thing. Oh, the behind the scenes story of Paulo Zampini is very, very interesting, and it is a long read. It comes in different chapters, and I'm going to drop the link so you can read it for yourself. But we're going to tap on a little bit of this. I just want you to know there is a summary. The report says something about some, you know. connection to mob figures and the whole the whole 9 yards. Connection with Harvey Weinstein, the Victoria's Secret models, who were under Lex Wexler, who used to always be around at some Caparoni's restaurant that Paulo Zampoli used to eat at twice a day, and there were allegations that there was some room upstairs from the restaurant in this article that Weinstein used to take these young girls from Victoria's Secret up there to have more intimate relationships, shall we say, with these young girls. There's a report of a girl who said she was there with her friend, and security blocked her from going to look for her friend. And allegedly, this friend was taken upstairs and had bad things done to her by Harvey Weinstein. All it's just it makes you feel dirty when you listen at how David Copperfield. You know, they always are talking about a magician who is in the Epstein files. Now, this article is talking about David Copperfield and how he met Claudia Schiffer. They're talking about the guy who owned the Casablanca model agency, who he married his bride at 17. Now, there are allegations that he met her at 15 when she became one of his models. There's also some allegations somewhere, I can't recall them clearly, about him dating one sister, and when that sister, marrying one sister or dating one sister, and when that sister came, like, 19 or 20, he allegedly started messing with the younger sister and wound up marrying the younger sister at the age of 17. Now, I think Casablanca, I think he unalived himself in jail, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up. But anyway, just a sordid story about who Paulo Zampoli has been around all of his life. The circle of friends that they kept. We're gonna get into that, but let's go through what these messages on X that were dropped after Melania came out with her warning to be left alone. So where are we? Let's go. Let's go a little further. Here's one that says, okay, I just showed you that. Do you know what I think about you after 20 years? I read that. I will take legal actions against you and your pedophile husband. I have known you for 20 years. You knew I was detained in ICE, and you were present in my life every year on my son's birthday, even sending a Secret Service and being the first to congratulate him back in 2016. Something was clearly wrong, but I am not part of any evil mission involving children. So what did you do, Melania? You tried to involve me, but you failed because I have character. Do you know what I think of you after 20 years? These are the messages. Let's continue. I'm just giving you the new information that has come out. What else do we have here? Now, she started it out with, "Hello, Melania. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ice, and you know what hurts after all of this time. I stayed close to your family, your mother and your father, not because of you, but because of them, at events and everything else. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know." So I kind of I paraphrased my thumbnail based on this message right here, right here. I was around you for 20 years and you knew I was in ICE. Now she lost her, she was deported back to Brazil, and the father of the child is reported to have custody of her son. And it is reported that she is still in Brazil. And it is reported that she is quite pissed that Melania Trump knew that she had been picked up by ICE, and with all of her connections to the actual president. Now, I wonder if they're going to bring Kristi Noem in, and I wonder would Kristi Noem be able to tell us if she was given this woman's name specifically to pick up and deport. I'm just curious. Until you fall as a little chicken, I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch. I will tear down your corrupt system, even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know of who you are and who your husband is. Now, Donald Trump said he didn't know Melania was coming out to do this press conference. And then he had to relent because I don't know, because everybody knew that it was virtually impossible that he did not know that she was coming out to do this press conference. It was very obvious that this press conference was to cut off get in front of a story that was about to drop. It was very obvious to even Fox News, because what she actually uh, went to the podium and said made absolutely no sense. So these are the reports. Let me go a little further. I think I have a couple of more shots I want to share with you, and then I want to see what you guys have to say. I'm coming to you soon. This is some pictures that she put out as to prove that she had the connections. Mar-a-Lago. Now, this is under Paolo Zampini's own X account. I think this is X or Instagram. My Uber share ride back from West Palm Beach to Miami. So this is the young lady in question who is telling Melania she better watch what she say about her, and she doesn't have nothing to lose, and you knew I was in ICE and all of this. So let's see what else do I have. Something was clearly wrong, but I am not a part of an evil mission involving children. So, what did you do, Melania? You tried to involve me, but you failed because I have character. Do you know what I think about you after 20 years? Oh, I'm sorry. I just read that one as well. I had two of that one. I apologize. Is there anything else? Yeah, a little bit more. And there's a very interesting one. You know, they said that there will be no more Epstein files released. You do remember that Pam Bondi has been fired, and Todd Blanche said that they are done releasing anything about the Epstein files, with the understanding that there are over 3 million more Epstein files that have not been released. We're clear on that, right? Okay, so I will tear down your whole corrupt system, even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know of who you are and who your husband is. Okay, that's another clip of that. I was just trying to get the information. I apologize if I've shown you two clips that are double clips. What else is she saying? Yeah, this is from her. This is a message to Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, are you already aware of the situation? Do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and the individuals associated with you? That's what she. This is directed directly to Pam Bondi. Are you do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and the individuals associated with you? I strongly advise you to consider the seriousness of these matters. Any action taken against me or attempts to escalate this situation could have significant legal consequences. Well, we know that Pam Bondi is already facing significant legal consequences because they are supposedly deciding whether they are going to review her law license based upon all of the things that she has done in the Department of Justice. And it is my understanding that the request for her law license to be reviewed is a very thorough and concept of complaint about all the laws that she worked while working for 1 year for Donald Trump from some very prestigious attorneys. And I think, if I'm not wrong, a couple of judges have also signed on to this petition to the Florida State Bar to review if Pam Bondi's license should be revoked. So there is that. So she's just not talking to. She's just not talking to Melania Trump. So let me see. I think, is that it? What is this last one? Oh, that's JD Vance. Is this a picture? Yes, this is a picture of JD Vance. I showed the video, but here's the picture of JD Vance. The circle is still tight. March 2025, Trump made Zampoli special envoy for global partnerships. One of the police causes were getting Russian athletes back into the international sports. Another helping JD Vance campaign for pro-Russian Viktor Orban, a small, dirty world. If you look right here to the left of your screen, standing next to Usha, not the woman in the red jacket, this little short man right here, this is Victor. This is what is his name? Zampoli. I forget his name. Pablo Van Pablo Zampoli. Now he's of course Viktor Orban is Vladimir Putin's puppet. So he was sanctioned with making sure that they could get Russian athletes back into the Olympics and all of this type of stuff. So he is very, of course, he would feel comfortable being in this setting while your vice president is going over to try to gin up votes for Vladimir Putin's puppet. Vladimir Putin, the same one who is in cahoots with Iran and China, sending information to harm our troops. Has been reported that China is allegedly sending more munitions and weapons to Iran. Iran, that your president took the sanctions off so they can make money selling oil during this skirmish, as he want to call it, during this war. And here you have Putin's puppet. You have a Putin. You have a Putin puppet sitting over here escorting the second family on a fool's mission to support authoritarian president that the people don't want, that will most likely lose by double digits because he is so unpopular in Hungary. That they sent your vice president over there. Now they got your vice president playing another role. Now they sent three stooges over there to be makeshift diplomats. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and JD Vance. These are so. Where's Marco Rubio? what I understand that Trump has given Marco Rubio about 3 or 4 jobs every time he excuses someone and they're going to a new position in the administration. Marco Rubio gets their job. But isn't Marco Rubio the Secretary of State? He's not even on this trip. He sent the failed Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, who are his special envoys, who have never brokered any fucking deal, including this one with Iran that they had been working on in February, and they had tentatively came to an agreement in February. They left the tables on Thursday to return on Monday, but Iran was struck on Saturday after they had tentatively made an agreement with Iran. Iran said that they did not even want to negotiate with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. Okay, so who did Iran send? Iran sent their top diplomats. And it is being said that Iran is not really negotiating. It is being reported that Iran is telling them this is how it's going to be. There's not any type of negotiation. You remember J.D. Vance said if they try any funny stuff, we're going to be out of there. But see what happened was, see, they're not. Your media telling you how the United States is having to eat their fucking words at every turn? Now, in the middle of these negotiations, your military is making attempts to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, and obviously, somebody is telling your president that 2 military ships have passed through the Strait of Hormuz during the negotiation of a ceasefire. But does it seem like your president is trying to fuck up this peace agreement, any type of ceasefire? Now he's putting out on his live social that yeah, two of our ships just got through. They went in and then they turned around and they came back through. So you're saying 2 ships passed through twice, going inside the strait and outside of the strait. 2 ships passed through twice, and nothing happened to it. Well, the story, the other side of the story is being reported that one ship did approach the Strait of Hormuz, and they got the warning sign, and the ship turned around. But your president is telling you that 2 ships went in and came back out. Is he trying to? What is he trying to do? What is he trying to do? Hmm? Okay, so let, let me let me Orban is not polling well. He is trailing. So they said JD Ozempic Vance to help boost Orban. Exactly. Lord, you said JD Ozempic Vance. I just thought about that. I just thought about that. Okay, so what else do we have here that I wanted to share with you? You are funny. Yes, he is losing in the poll. So let me. I will. Let me share with you. JD Vance being met by another special envoy, and we're gonna get into these special envoys, shall we? Let's get into these special envoys because I think it's rich. Hold on. Okay, let's get into these special envoys. Who was that? That was a whore. That was a whore. That is someone who sells themselves to the highest bidder for their own personal wealth. Okay, let's see JD Vance and this person who was allegedly in a relationship with the woman that had all of those messages for Melania Trump. The woman who said that Melania knew she was in ICE, and she did nothing to get her out of ICE. Let's see how JD Vance treats Zampoli. And we're going to tell you exactly who Zampoli is once you see this green. Here we go. Very chummy. Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to show you. Now we're going to get into who is this man. Allegedly, based upon this news report that has come out. They are supposed to be interviewing the woman who was in a relationship, who had a baby by him, who was taken back to Brazil. Now, it's really strange that she was taken back to Brazil because one of the things that Zampoli was inept at is was getting these models from these other countries visas. So it's strange that she's been with him this number of years, and when they get in a when they allegedly get into a dispute over their child, all of a sudden she's captured by ICE with these tight of political people that she's been hobnobbing with since the 90s. First friends, how the first couple's consigliere went from modeling mogul to special envoy. Okay, so we know that the consigliere is someone uh, who washes up behind mafia bosses, who straighten things out behind. Let's see what it is. Let's consigliere. I spelled it wrong. Okay. Let's see what the dictionary constitute as a consigliere. Let me a member of a mafia family who serves as an advisor to the leader and resolves disputes within the family. So, why is it that this man, Zimpali, uh, considered to be go from a consigliere to a special envoy for 45-47? That's what you may want to ask yourself. That's what you may want to ask yourself. How do you get to be a special envoy going over with JD Vance to meet other foreign presidents, to interfere in their elections and everything that goes along with this job? That this man is being paid with your tax dollars. Hmm. A person who serves as an advisor or a counselor to the leader of a criminal organization. Are we clear on what a consigliere is? Yes, we are. Hmm. Okay. So now I want to get to this a little bit into this story to get to let you know who is working in this Trump's White House, and why some of this stuff behind the Epstein file has been shrouded in mystery and of secretiveness. Let me see. Here we go. This link is in my description box. I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to give you a couple of points. Unlimited Hangout investigates how Paulo Zampolini became a recent Trump appointee despite his past of servicing corrupt, predatory, and globalist ambitions targeting the world's oceans, facilitating fraud, and aiding citizenship by investment scams. The answer appears to lie in Zampoli's long-standing ties to the president, his wife, and key co-conspirators of the Jeffrey Epstein case. Are we clear? Are we clear why Melania Trump came out? And are we clear, based upon all those messages that the mother of the mother of the child that he had with the mother of the child that came out and said these things to Melania Trump personally, with her by her calling her out by her name. These alleged posts that are certified, have a blue check mark, that are coming from the region that she has been deported to without her child, who is allegedly now with this her father, the father Zampoli. Are we clear on why Melania came out? Are we clear? There he is with these models. There he is with the mother of his child right here up front. There he is outside of the standing in front of Trump jet. You know, Trump had jets way in the 90s. You know, this is a picture from the 90s. There they are, all four of them together. Zampoli and his baby mama, and Trump and his baby mama. There he is with President Clinton, and I believe that's the baby mama as well. So let's be real clear. Okay. I'm not going to get into the UN stuff because all of the UN stuff is about taking money for citizenship. The Trump administration dramatic reversal with respect to Jeffrey Epstein case continues to confuse and enthrall the president. Continue to confuse and enthrall, with President Trump still doubling down that the entire Epstein thing is a Democrat hoax. While Democrats certainly have sought to take advantage of the situation for partisan ends, the reversal in rhetoric, particularly after the transparency in Epstein's case was made an important part of Trump's 2024 campaign, has seemingly defied explanation. Indeed, the timing of the reversal, which occurred after a protracted delay and then final re-engaging on release of files about the case, has been hard for many to swallow. Amid the fallout from the administration about FACE, the Trump administration has sought to mitigate the failures to release the files by publishing interviews with Ghislaine Maxwell, has been desperately seeking, who has been desperately seeking a pardon or commuted sentence, and by issuing subpoenas to Bill and Hillary Clinton, a clear effort to divert transparency in the case into something more politically favorable to Republicans. However, okay, so in part one of this series, we meet one of Trump's closest friends from Italy, Fabio Barator, a part two large. I think it's two parts. A part two lodge, that Italian mafia linked businessman with ties to prominent Victoria's Secret angels, at least one of whom he introduced to Epstein. In his second installment, In this second, Lord, excuse me. Hold on, let me quiet. I apologize. The guard dog is on the prowl. Okay. hmm Let me see. Okay. Victoria's Secret Angels, at least one of whom he introduced to Epstein. In this second installment, the connections of Zampoli, other Italians close to both Trump and Baritone are the focus. Zampoli has been in the news recently, not for backdoor willing and dealing of his not for backdoor willing and dealing of his new official U.S. government post, but because Trump and his wife Melania claim to have been first introduced by Zampoli amid assertions to the contrary that claim it had been Epstein's. Now, the Trumps are using him to say that he is the person that introduced them to each other. Now, we do know Michael Wolff has asserted that in my recollection, Michael Wolff has asserted that it was Epstein who introduced the Trump to each other. So, do you think that Zampoli would just be like, "Oh, yeah, you can use my name. Yeah, you can say it was me." But these are the two stories about who introduced the Trumps to each other. So that's the first thing. As this investigation will show, Zampoli is deeply corrupt. From his beginning as a protege for the controversial modeling mogul John Casablancas, a man known for his appetite for what he called child women. He called it John Casablancas himself had an appetite for what he called child women. Zampoli grew his modeling empire with money from Silvio Berlusconi, the corrupt Italian prime minister and close friend of Fabio Barratore, who was forced to resign for his sexual escapades with minors while in office. Why? My my question is, how are so many people with these same backstories always lead back to 45, 47 in some capacity? And everybody plays dumb like, oh, I didn't know this. Now, if this investigation found this out, do you think that these people didn't know that, what they say, water seeks its same level? Or water like appreciates like. People with like personalities appreciate the same personalities that they have. Nobody, your own president said that, Lord, anyway, let me continue reading this article. I'm not going to read it all to you. He called child women. Zampoli grew his modeling empire with the money from Silvio Berlusconi, the corrupt Italian prime minister and close friend to Fabio Barratore, who was forced to resign for his sexual escapades with minors while in office. Zampoli would later follow Casablanca's example and marry his wife when she was 19. Having met her not long after she had flown as a underage teen on Epstein's had flown as an underage teen on Epstein's Leota Express. Wait a minute, I thought. Hold on. Zampoli would later follow Casablanca's example and marry his wife when she was 19. So Zampoli, I can't. Let me see. I don't know if they're saying Zampoli or Casablanca, marry the wife at 19. We're going to get into that because it's going to better explain that. After leaving the world of modeling to work for Donald Trump in the early 2000s, Zampoli would become closely affiliated with the Clintons as well as the United Nations. So this goes into the UN scandals that he was in. Early connections. He was born in Milan to an elite family and became even wealthier with the success of the Italian toy company Harbord. It licensed toys like Star Wars figures, Easy Bake ovens. So he had plenty of money. Milan was too small for him and his ambitions. In pursuit of something bigger, he decided to sell his family's company to the Italian mogul and uh, politician Silvio Berlusconi. Let me see. As noted in part one, he was a notorious. He was a member of the notorious Free Masonic Lodge. Okay, which was heart of the European nexus. Okay, I don't want to get into all that. After Berlusconi bought his company, Zampoli became involved in the modeling industry. However, it's not exactly clear how he first got his start in model management. Zampoli himself had hinted at that it began in his childhood uh, fascination with John Casablancas, the controversial founder of elite model management. Zampoli was claimed to have actually spent vacations with Casablancas when he was a child, vacationing at his family's home in Spain. I had John Casablancas spending summers with me when I was a child. When I was a kid, Zampoli once told Vanity Fair in 2001. The Vanity Fair article also notes that Zampoli later accompanied Casablancas on scouting trips to Eastern Europe through the day, though the dates aren't provided. Casablancas corroborated his early ties to Zamponi. He was, as he was once quoted as saying, "I've known Pablo uh, before the beginning." By 1994, Zampoli had become the lead organizer for the Look of the Year contest in Isbon, according to Zampoli himself. He was chosen to organize the contest in 1994 because he bought the table Club Med and Italian TV Club Med, i.e., Club Mediterranean, and was acquired in 1960 by a group of Baron Edmund and Rothschilds after he visited a Club Med in Israel and liked it. Baron Edmund not only paid Club Med's debt, but acquired 34% stake in the growing tour operator, adjoining the French Rothschild interest in that group was the Gunsberg family, which at that point had intermarried with the organized crime adjacent Broman family of Stegman's frame, of Seagram's fame, the Broman family of, I guess that's Seagram Gin. The notorious frontman of the Bank of Credit and Commerce International, Garen Ferrin, was also a shareholder in Club Med and used all his shares in it to secure lines of credit from BCCI, which was tied to intelligence services, drug cartels, and organized crime from its founding up until its collapse in 1991. Jeffrey Epstein, who also entered the world of modeling in the 1990s, and was a reported friend of Zampoli's, was tied to BCCI in the 1980s, as were some of Epstein's 80 era clients, such as weapons dealer and intelligence asset Aidan Khashoggi. Now, I don't know if Khashoggi is related to. Oh my God! Excuse my dog. I don't know if this Khashoggi is related to the reporter Khashoggi, but hold on. I'm back. I apologize. Let me see what you're talking about. Yes, RonyiQ. Waffle did say that about Epstein introducing Melania. Wolf did say that about Epstein introducing Melania to Trump. Then Melania threatened to sue, and Wolf said, "Go ahead and sue." And he sued her first. She threatened to sue him. If you watched my video from yesterday, I talked about that threat that she gave Michael Wolf, and and when he got the threat, he said, "You know, I should sue her first," and that's exactly what he did. It's the father. Now it's interesting. I found it interesting that the Rothschild's name was in this report. So I found that interesting as well. Let me see. I don't know if this Khashoggi is related to the Khashoggi who lost his life in, I believe it was Turkey, who was chopped up by whom they say the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia ordered the hit because they didn't like how Khashoggi was doing different stories about Saudi Arabia. Now, Trump's own Justice Department, or if it or the CIA, Trump's own intelligence agency told him in with his first presidency that MSB, the Saudi crown prince, was basically the one who ordered the hit. But he said that no, he didn't believe them that because MSB seemed to be a very good man. And after the end of Trump's first presidency, the Saudis gave Jared Kushner $2 billion for a startup company that he had never worked in. So let's remember all of this. But I digress. Khashoggi, it is unclear how Zampoli became connected with Club Med, but his ties to Italian TV were likely related to Silvano Berlusconi, whose assets include numerous Italian television channels and who had been referred to as the father of Italian broadcasting. This would suggest that Zampoli's ties to Berlusconi are persisted after the sale of his family's company. The annual Look of the Year contest that Zampoli organized was put on by Casablanca's elite model management. However, the top elite executive that managed the competitions during the late 80s and 90s was the then head of the Euro branch of elite models, Gerald Marie. Marie's modeling agency, Paris Planning, had merged with Casablanca Agency in 1986. Marie has since been accused of a litany of sexual assaults and apes uh, with the R, with the strong R. He has been since accused of a litany of SA and rapes during the 1980s and 90s by several well-known and lesser-known models, accusations of which have been deemed credible by Marie's wife at the time. Uh, some of Marie's accusers have alleged that they were trafficked by Marie to wealthy men across Europe for purpose of wholly unrelated for purposes wholly unrelated to modeling. One of Marie's accusers, Jill Dodd, has claimed that she and others were just young and being taken advantage of and groomed and sold by our agents. Dodd said that after being Grape by Marie, the agency set her up and pressured her into a relationship with the aforementioned Adian Khashoggi. Dodd said that she later discovered that Marie's modeling agency at the time, Paris Planning, had been paid $50,000 by Khashoggi to arrange their meeting. Marie was later reportedly involved with the MC2, the modeling agency created by Jean Luc Borrell and funded by whom? Jeffrey Epstein, and became a major focus of investigations into Epstein's sex trafficking. This is what this report says. They're talking about Zampoli's organization. The Look of the Year contest noted that news coverage of Zampoli's organized 1994 Look of the Year contest noted that underage girls from around the world were asked to attend and were flown out to the contest without their parents. Despite being so young, male chaperones were then assigned to these teens. With one such a chaperone named Pat Lanzillo, remarking that he was reminded of how young these beautiful teens were when some called their parents crying. The report also noted that how the teens were taken to a wild nightclub on the island for their night off. Elite Look of the Year contest includes those hosted alongside whom Donald Trump at the then Trump-owned Plaza Hotel in 1991 and 1992 have come under scrutiny after former contestants have alleged that they were groomed, assaulted, and raped by powerful men in the industry like Gerald Marie, notably Elite Casablancas met his third wife at the 1993 Elite Model Competition. Brazilian model Aline Weinlinger or something of that. Then a school-aged girl who married Casablanca at 17. So they said at the time that they met, she was a school-aged girl. Uh, I remember it being reported that she was a 15-year-old when they met, and he later married her. And if I can remember correctly, it was under pressure because she was underage. So therefore, I think I can remember. Don't quote me. I'm not going to even speculate because what I remember is to me it was something about her being the sister, and they were going to report somebody was going to report the underage relationship. So therefore, he married her to. So your spouse can't testify against the husband type of situation. It's vague to me. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All of this could be wrong, but you I'm just giving you my faint memory of hearing something about that. He could be wrong. Casablancas was controversial for accusations that he exploited and abused many of his young and often underage models, and for frankly expressing his sexual preferences for teenagers whom he referred to as child women. While running the 1994, now nobody knew this. Nobody knew this. And nobody knew this. Okay, nobody knew this. Okay, while running the 1994 elite competition is in Isban, the New York Times reported that Zampoli was reportedly urged by Casablancas to move to New York and work there in the modeling business there. Zampoli moved to New York not long after, arriving in 1995 and rented an apartment in Union Square. He soon met Donald Trump, whose grandiosity he admired, and who, like Zampoli, was a fixture on the city's nightclub circuit. In discussing his earliest meeting with Trump, Zampoli once said, "We both have a common interest. We both like beautiful things." Though it is unclear how Zampoli first met Trump or who introduced them, it was likely through John Casablancas or another figure at Elite. Casablancas and Trump had been publicly affiliated since the 1990s. Now, do you think that with it being common knowledge that he like what did he call it, girl women or something like that, that Donald Trump didn't know that? Do you think that do you think that it would be hard, child women? Do you think that Donald Trump did not know he had a desire for these things that he called child women? Since they worked together, how tightly did they work together, Ronnie Q? Let's see how tightly did they work together. Let's see how tightly did they work together. Now, this right here is what is this? Cala, Casa Blanca. What is his name? Casablanca was known to host parties at the notorious nightclub Studio 54, whose co-owner Ian Shagger was the son of an associate of mobster Meyer Linsky, and whose lawyer was also Trump's lawyer and mentor, Roy Cohen. You know, Cohen, who taught Trump that you never admit that you are wrong, that you have lost, that you are defeated. You always take that position that you are on top, that you are winning. Cohen was involved in a sex blackmail ring at the What Plaza Hotel, which Trump later bought after Cohen's death. Isn't that how does this stuff surround people and they never know anything? Now, we know that Roy Cohen was said to be the mentor of your 4547. Did y'all know any of this? I didn't know any of this until I read this article. Um, Let me see the mentor, Roy, who's lawyer, Meyer. I'd heard of Meyer Linsky in the Cuban Cuban Missile conflict. That's where I first heard about him, and on some movie about the and a couple of more mob movies I've heard about Meyer Linsky. I believe, and I was kind of surprised because I thought that most mobsters uh, were Italian, but if I'm not incorrect, I think that he was a Jewish mobster. I don't know. I could be wrong, but if memory serves me right, he was a Jewish mobster, and whose lawyer was also Trump's lawyer and mentor, Roy Cohen. Cohen was involved in a blackmail ring at the Plaza Hotel, which Trump later bought after Cohen's death. He was also a close associate of New York organized crime interests and served as a lawyer for infamous mob bosses like Tony Salerno. Trump, during the 1980s, was a regular at Elite Studios 54 events. During this period, Trump had been alleged to have frequently partied with two men in particular. Tom Barrack, a longtime Trump associate and founder of uh, Colony Capital, who now serves as a U.S. ambassador to Turkey, and Jeffrey Epstein, the now notorious sex trafficker with ties to covert arms trafficking networks and financial criminality during this period. Let me see. Hmm. So, hmm, that's interesting. I didn't read all of this. covert arms trafficking and networks of financial criminality during this period. During the period that he was hanging with 45, 47, that's what Epstein was doing. Four former elite models have said that Calablance's agency required them to attend private dinners with Trump in the late 1980s and early 1990s, though importantly, none of them accused Trump of wrongdoings. It does, however, collaborate the elite model management as a company pushed its models to engage in social activities wholly unrelated to modeling with powerful people. I'm going to let you guys read the rest of this. The link is in my description box, and I'm going to drop this link in the chat. Let's look at John Casa, Casablanca. Casablanca, what is his name? John Casablancas and Donald Trump judging one of these look of the year model competitions. If you have not seen this, you can look at it now. It's quite disturbing.
In an exhaustive round of personal interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special.
The 5-9 reading? Serious, huh? We may measure it yet tonight before the Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
The concentration was intense inside the judging room.
Okay, so right on the left you have John Casablancas, and on the right there you have 45, 47.
What if they don't like you as you are?
And out.
I'm just so excited.
Each girl was considered not only for her beauty and poise, but also for her personality and that indefinable something extra that makes a top model.
Okay, you want to pull your hair back 1 second? All right. Thank you very much, Ingrid. Good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
When it came time to choose the 21 finalists, emotions ran high as each judge expressed his or her opinion. The 58 contestants participated in an exhaustive round of personal interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special.
The 5-9.
Or the spirit of New York. The ever-present paparazzi took advantage of the numerous photo opportunities, and everyone was entranced by the views. Despite the long day behind them and the work that lay ahead, the girls just didn't want to quit.
Oh, so the girls just didn't want to quit. This was the girls' ideas. Okay, let's continue. Girls who legally shouldn't have even been allowed in these nightclubs. But let's continue. This was the girls' ideas.
Concentrate.
Aboard the spirit of New York.
I really appreciated the acting that he.
Contest is the ultimate contest for women that want to go all the way.
The ultimate contest for women who want to go all the way. Who is this on this boat with these girls? Who is this?
In the modeling business.
Featuring 58 of the world's most beautiful young women, competing for more than $700,000 in prizes.
Wow.
And the chance of a dream come true, a career as one of modeling's superstars. We'll take you behind the scenes and onto the runway. You'll see the fun, feel the excitement. You'll pick your favorite.
So understand that Melania Trump worked for Zampoli, who is in your government right now, who is a special envoy in your government right now. And also remember, she was 17 years old when she came to the United States. Now, conveniently, since Michael Wolff said that 45, 47 and Melania met through Epstein, they have retorted and said no, they met through Zampoli. So this is the world in which Zampoli also allegedly met the woman who had a child from him, and when they came into a dispute about this child, she happened to be deported by this current administration, ICE, and she was in an ICE facility. Her good friend of 20 years, per her words, Melania Trump, never lifted a finger to help her. And then suddenly, and then she comes out with all of this. Oh, leave me alone. I don't know anything. I don't know nobody. I don't know nothing. I just didn't know if you guys were familiar with all of this. Uh, oh, oh, let's get into, let's get into, let me see. Let's get into one more thing. The restaurant. Uh, uh, Cipriani's. The meeting place for a wait a minute. Who is meeting? Oh, okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Evidence shows that the two were in close contact in the early 2000s. Who is the? Let me see. I got to read this whole paragraph. Even though Casablancas has been the apparent impetus for Zampoli's move to New York, Zampoli didn't work at Elite Models once he was in the U.S. Instead, he became a co-president of Metropolitan Models after purchasing the agency soon after making the move. Metropolitan Models' most famous model was Claudia Schiffer, who met and became engaged to the magician David Copperfield while with the agency. Copperfield, now she was with Zampoli. Copperfield, a friend of Zampoli's, was also close to whom? Jeffrey Epstein. Evidence shows that the two were in close contact in early 2000s, and Copperfield has also been named by at least two Epstein victims who say that they were present for Epstein's meetings with Copperfield. Copperfield has also, in no relation to the Epstein case, he has also, in no relation to the Epstein case, been accused of sexual misconduct by at least a dozen women, three of whom said that they were drugged by the well-known magician. Copperfield was later a member of a four-person dinner party that included Donald Trump, Melania Trump, Zampoli, during which Trump offered Zampoli a job at the Trump organization. So, what he's trying to get rid of his competition. He offered him a job at in real estate. That meeting took place at Zampoli's favorite New York restaurant, Ciparini's. I think that's an Italian restaurant. What is it called? I've heard of that so many times. Uh, where Zampoli reportedly dines twice a day, every day when in the city. Zampoli is a longtime, close personal friend of what is the name of this? Ciparani's owner, Giuseppe Ciparani. The New York restaurant was opened by, goddamn, what is it? Ciparani father in 1985 after the success of the family's restaurant and hotel business in Italy. The Ciparani family has been accused of mob affiliations with Giuseppe, allegedly paying organized crime figures a handsome sum to make their family's issues with labor unions go away. Giuseppe denied the charges. However, shortly thereafter, it was reported that the vice president of Ciparani's, Dennis Pappas, had previously done prison time related to his past role as the finance man for the Colombo crime family, a fact that would have been known to the Cipriani family at the time of his hire. Pappas was indicted in 2006 for fraud while serving as top Cipriani executive, prompting the company to distance themselves and claim that his title was uh, wait a minute, claimed that his title as company vice president was largely ceremonial. That same year, the Chipperones became a business partner of whom, that same year, that Chipperones became business partners of Steve Witkoff. You know that other special envoy who is over there supposed to be negotiating a ceasefire? Yes, yes. If you did not know this, this is the Steve Witkoff connection. You know, he's over there negotiating a peace in the Straits of Hormuz. Okay, to end a war. Yes, this person. Yes, this is where he come from. This is where this great dignitary comes from. Let's be clear. The New York real estate developer who now serves as Trump's special envoy to the Middle East. A year later, in 2007, Giuseppe and his father pled guilty to tax evasion as well as filing false tax returns. After a temporary exile, they returned to New York City. Finally, and they said, finally allowed to turn to New York City, the Caparanis insisted on being away from the cameras, where possible Giuseppe celebrity friends could not agree more. Leonardo DiCaprio was an immediate fan, spending an enormous amount of time at Socialista, the name of the private members lounge, and being joined by a a famously never-ending rotation of Victoria's Secret models and fellow actors. One wonders why Chaperone's bar would feature so many models associated with one particular brand. However, one clue may be found in the entry of Chipperones in Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book. Epstein, at the time, was closely affiliated with Victoria's Secret and its models via his extremely close and long-time personal and professional relationship with the brand's owner, Leslie Wexner. Caparetti, also notably a friend of Flavo Barratore, and the subject of the part one of this series. We've already talked about Ballator. So let's get into what was going on in this little private, not for public eyes only little restaurant that they decided to make to stay in business to their rich and well-heed customers. Shall we? Caparelli was also good friends with another infamous sex criminal. How? 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 To my knowledge, I have no friends like this. But how? Is this a constant circle of degeneracy? I don't know. Caparelli was also good friends with another infamous sex criminal, Harvey Weinstein. Not only did the two friends invest in each other's businesses, but Weinstein reportedly used Caparelli's restaurant and his private members' lounge, Socialista, as a hunting ground. Per reports, Caparelli allegedly facilitated Weinstein predatory behavior at these locations. For instance, one accuser claimed that her friend was prevented from going to find her by Caparelli's security after Weinstein had quickly whisked her off to an upstairs suite. Those suites were reportedly used by Weinstein as his personal sex pass with Caparelli permission. Caparelli was questioned for his ties to Weinstein but was never charged. Several of the lawsuits against Weinstein for sexual assault and rape claimed that the events in question hold on claimed that the events in question had occurred at whatever. Okay, now this is the interesting, that this is the diabolical part about that little thing with Weinstein and the Caparanis and the little suites upstairs. Do you know what happened then? Uh, the the government envoy, the special envoy to the United States right now, in this report, Zampoli himself also had an unusual tie to the Weinstein scandal. In 2017, Zampoli contracted women he knew had been assaulted by Weinstein, urging them to contact lawyer Benjamin Braffon and other lawyers at his firm at Buffon and Associate and filed a lawsuit against Weinstein. Zampoli, your special envoy, he told these girls who he knew had been assaulted, "Hey, call this lawyer and sue Weinstein. You're gonna have to go in and tell this lawyer your story, but you got a lawsuit, girl." So this is what your special envoy did in this per this report. Okay. And go in and file a lawsuit against Weinstein. In an audio recording provided by one of the women to the New York Times, Zampoli claims to have had a falling out with Weinstein and that he wanted to bury him, using the women to file suits against Weinstein. You're going to be represented by the biggest lawyer that ever existed in United States history. There are all of these girls, and they're getting together, and they're being represented by Benjamin Braffman, Zampoli said in the recording. Some of the women then went to Braffman's firm where they presented evidence and were asked about their traumatic encounters with Weinstein. However, it turned out that Braffman had actually been hired as Harvey Weinstein's defense lawyer, not as a lawyer for victims, a move that was publicly announced just weeks later. Zampoli called the recording of his conversation urging victims to contact Barfman as fake news. This is Barfman, the defense attorney, that Zampoli told the victims of Weinstein to contact them under the ruse that he would represent you as a victim, not telling these victims that this was in fact Weinstein's defense attorney. So the link is in my description box. You got to read this. So I just wanted to update you guys. If you guys were unfamiliar about these stories, let me see. It's in my description box under first friend or special envoy. I am also going to drop the link in the chat so you can read this article. I think it is just horrible. It is just disgusting. The things that were done by all of these people who are intertwined and connected. I think it is quite disgusting. Here's the link right here. Let me see. Hey, Z Sarah. It's good to see you. It's like it's normal to them. Yeah, crazy. There's the link right there. SSKW8. Thank you for coming in and conversing with me. I'm usually here Monday through Fridays, but I got an update, so I was just When I read that, I was just disgusted. They are so revolting. It's amazing how blatantly they behave, and it's appalling matter to how they find each other. That's how they find each other. Birds of a feather. Okay. Hassan Ali. Hey Hassan Ali, what did you say that you apologizing for? You saying my bad? Hey Nappy Child, how are you, Nappy Child? I talked about that yesterday. The Einstein visa. Yes. Well, we know that Zampoli. If you read the story, the part two of the story, it talks about all of the visas that people were paying to when he was working in the UN, and the people who got arrested. One died penniless, and a couple of them just went on. Just are just got charged or just about to go on trial for the visa scandals that they were committing in the UN while who was there, while who was working in the UN, the special envoy to that your president has put in power over your nation. Hmm. Hmm. I don't think anyone said that she spoke any several are they saying that she speak several languages fluently? I never heard that. Uh, oh, he was a Russian Jewish gangster. Thank you, Z Sarah. I thought that he because most of the gangsters I knew were uh, Italian. Thank you, Bertha Mae Jackson. I appreciate your super sticker. Much appreciated. So good to see you, Bertha Mae. Let me see. Yes, it's a world network, and some of it is generational. Father Khashoggi and the son there is Father Donald Barr and son Bill Barr, related to the Epstein enterprises. Now I know that Epstein actually worked for Bill Barr, who was 45, 47, last attorney general in his first term, and strangely enough, even though I don't believe Epstein finished college, Bill Barr's father hired him as some professor at a college when he hadn't finished college himself. And nobody can tell you how Epstein made his money. Hadn't finished college, got hired as a college professor by Bill Barr's father. Yes, I do know that. So it's very interesting. I just wanted to bring that to you. I think I dropped the link in the chat. I just thought that that was interesting. So if you guys didn't see, the reason why I was talking about that Zampoli guy, Melania Trump came out. You guys may remember Melania Trump came out yesterday talking about you better stop. People better stop lying on me and talking about me. And everybody's like, huh? What she talk? What? Now after she came out, another woman who is reported to have had a child by this guy Zampoli that I was giving you all the information about, who is now a special ambassador that Trump hired. You can read that article and you can see how far back they go, and all the people who were involved in SA claims and grape claims and claims of like in girl babies or girly babies or whatever, child women or whatever. You can see the collection. The connection goes way back to the 90s, and this Zampoli guy has been knowing and working for 45, 47 since the 90s. So I just wanted to let you see this article. Now, this Zampoli guy was in a relationship with a woman who was one of the models who he met at an early age, under the age of 18. They reportedly had a baby together, and they hung around each other for 20 years, hung around Melania. Melania was Melania's friend. And Melania rushes out with this announcement, and then after she does that, this friend of 20 years comes out and starts swinging on Melania, swinging verbally on Melania, saying that Melania knew that ICE had came and picked her up. Now, her and the Zampoli guy that I was giving you the information on had a baby together. It is alleged that they were going through some child custody issues, and allegedly ICE just came and picked her up. Now, part of his business was to get these models that they were bringing over from Eastern Europe and all over the country for these underage girls. Part of his job was to get them visas. So I don't know how it is that he's been messing around with this woman for over 20 years. They've been in the presence of your president for over 20 years. And then once she starts having child custody issues, all of a sudden ICE comes and deport her. And she said that Melania Trump, she knows that Melania, these are her words, not mine. She knows that Melania knew that she had been sitting in the ICE, and she didn't do anything to get her out of ICE. And she said, "I've been knowing you for." I'll let you see what she said. "I've been knowing you for 20 years. And you mean to tell me I've been visiting your parents, not because of you, because of them. And you didn't do anything to get me out of ICE? You knew I was sitting up in ICE." Okay, so she was pissed. This is what, and then she's doing a story this weekend. If I interview this weekend, the woman who was held by ICE, and she was deported to Brazil, and that Zampoli guy allegedly has custody of her child. So she is quite pissed at Melania Trump. I will give you The Guardian says that Melania Epstein presser was baffling. Even Fox asks if there's a story that is about to drop that she wanted to get in front of. What's baffling is why people thought that deporting a mom away from her son wouldn't have consequences. So there's that Capital Hunters is posting that. Now, this is the alleged woman who was tweeting, or what do you call it, Xing Melania Trump about her being pissed off at Melania. These are some. I think this is from the Capital person too. What is this from? Who is this from? No, this is not from either of them. Amanda Ungaro taped an interview with Spain's El Paris, airing this weekend. So, Z Sarah, if you run across that interview with Spain's El Paris airing this weekend, can you link me to it, hit me up and link me to it so I can watch that interview. I know that you may have access. I'll look for it, but I know you may have. I don't know. It may be streamed all over YouTube at this point. So I'm gonna look for this interview where Amanda Ungaro, the baby mama of Zampoli, is supposed to be interviewed by some Spain network. El Paris is airing this weekend. Amanda Ungaro and Zampoli were together for 2 decades, moved in elite circles, and attended events at Mar-a-Lago, etc. Paulo Zampoli, a friend of Melania, who brought her to the U.S., now works for the White House. Now, these are different people. Now, let's get back to what she had to say directly to Melania. Let's see what she was saying to Melania Z. Sarah. If you didn't see, these are the things that she had to say to Melania. I will tear down your corrupt system. If it is the last thing I do in my life, I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, of who you are and who your husband is. I will take legal actions against you and your what pedophile husband with a P in front. I have known you for 20 years, and you know I was detained in ICE. You were present in my life every year of my son's birthday, even sending secret service to and being the first to congratulate him back in 2016. I don't know what any of that means. But these are the things that she was tweeting out. And then suddenly, Melania Trump came out at this press conference. And 4547 lied and said he didn't know what the press conference was. She didn't know she was going to do it. But he came out and said he did know that she was going to do it. I will take a legal. Okay, I read that one. Do you know what I think about you after 20 years? That's the addition to that. Okay, we're gonna go through this. And then here's another one. She is quite pissed. Now, has been stated that this Twitter account with the blue check mark has been authenticated, and it is reported to be actually from over in Brazil. If you hover over it, I don't have a Twitter account. I don't use Twitter. This is news that had come to me. The status quo. I'm gonna play their video for you as well. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was in ICE, and you know what hurts. After all of this time, I stayed close to you, to your family, your mother and your father, not because of you, but because of them, at events and everything. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know. Now, these are the reports. I'm just showing you what has been put out there since Melania came out there. These are the things that are being reported to be authentic and you know coming from the region where she was deported from. Okay, I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch. I will tear down your corrupt system, even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know. Of who you are and who your husband is. So let me see. I think there's one more. It's another interesting one. Here's another interesting one. It's just an interesting one. Let me see. Something was clearly wrong, but I am not a part of an evil mission involving children. So what did you do, Melania? You tried to involve me, but you failed because I have character. Do you know what I think of you? Think about you after 20 years? I'm just giving you the information that is coming up after the reports. Let me. I think I've read this one. I will tear down. Yes, I read that. I will tear down everything. Here's an interesting one. Uh, this is addressed to none other than Pam Bimbo, the former Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, are you already aware of the situation? Do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and the individuals associated with you? I strongly advise you to consider the seriousness of these matters. Any action taken against me or attempts or attempts to escalate this situation could have significant legal consequences. I expect this to be handled with the appropriate level of responsibility and professionalism moving forward. If you are not aware, if you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Okay, I think I think that there this is her and her husband, the baby, not husband, her and her baby daddy, who had been around 45, 47 for years. As you see in the photo on the back, that is her and her baby daddy, and Trump and his baby mama, Melania. Okay, you see that couple there with Bill Clinton. She goes way, 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 way back. The Wayback Machine. Oh, what is this one I have here? Oh, and this is the same Zampoli that I was reading about you in the article. And what? Let's see what this says. This is J.D. Vance and Usha Vance with her belly full of baby number 4. And who is this little short sucker over here? That's Zampoli. Now, Capitol Hunters also said the circle is still tight. March 2025, Trump made Zampoli, he means March, oh no, he made him special and envoy in March 2025. The circle is still tight. March 2025, Trump made Zampoli special envoy for global partnerships. One of Zampoli's causes were getting Russian athletes back into international sports. Another, helping J.D. Vance campaign for the pro-Russian Viktor Orban, a small, dirty world. Now, this was day before yesterday. This wasn't in 2025. This was when your vice president, who is now now sitting in uh, Pakistan, allegedly trying to broker negotiation for a ceasefire with another special envoy who was included in knowing this in this disgusting story that you read about all of these people who are connected with abuse and illegalities. Steve Witkoff, he's also in this article. This other special envoy who has been getting rich as he go to all of these foreign nations and make deals for himself and his family. That special envoy is now over. Are we supposed to believe that they are brokering peace, any type of ceasefire or peace deal? No, nothing. These people are not. These people are not serious. These people are sending people over there. Nothing about this. Your Secretary of State is not even over here. These people know nothing about nuclear anything. How are they going to be able to talk about what grade of proliferation they need? They have the Iranian people have real diplomats over there who can expound and understand the conversation about physics, science, and everything. We have Larry, Curly, and Moe over there representing the three fucking stooges. Okay, so these special envoys. So these are who your president has decided to make special envoys. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. Okay. Amanda Ungaro knows the truth about Trump and Melania and their connections with Epstein's trafficking. I think she knows the truth that Epstein introduced them. And if she comes out and says that, that's what I think. If she comes out and says, for instance, no, Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. That would ruin their whole lie that they are with their whole story that they are saying that Epstein did not introduce them to each other. They're saying that this Zampoli guy, this little short dude who's over in Hungary as a special envoy, they're saying that this guy introduced them. So therefore, what Michael Wolff is saying in his story is a lie. So therefore, they have disproven Michael Wolff, and therefore, when they sent Michael Wolff a letter saying that they would sue him for $1 billion for saying that Epstein introduced them, you are slandering my good name. You remember what she said about her good name? It seems like this Amanda Ungaro may know a whole lot of things about her name. Taking a Vance rumor is he could be on his way out. Wait a minute. Who, Vance could be on his way out? I concur. I concur. Don't sound like she want no money to me. It doesn't sound like she want no money to me. RonyiQ, the original video is a global Brazilian newspaper site. Brazilian former model describes Epstein uh, flight. I'm gonna let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can go to. Let me see if I can copy and paste this. Because sometimes when I'm live, I can't catch the link. If I can, let me see if I can catch this link. Thank you, thank you, Z Sarah. Okay, thank you, Z Sarah. I'm gonna save this link and I'm gonna read it. You guys catch that link that Z Sarah put down. Brazilian former model described Epstein's flight. There were about 30 girls, beautiful and very young. It's the title of this article that Z Sarah put down. Amanda Ungaro said that she saw minors sitting on Jeffrey Epstein's lap, and alleged a modeling agent tried to place drugs in her bag on the 2002 flight from Paris to New York. Uh, Let me drop this link again. Interesting. See, Sarah, you didn't tell me you know all of this. My goodness. I had no idea you were sitting on this type of information, Z Sarah. Here's the link to that article, and I will be talking about it when I come back live tomorrow. On Monday. Let me see. If you want to come up, you don't have to come up. If there is anything you want to add to this, you're more than welcome, Z Sarah. I'm not requesting it, but I didn't. I just found out about this from Status Quo. So let me share my. Let me share the Status Quo story that put me on to all of this. Here we go. The name of this video is What's the Real Reason? Here's the real reason why Melania made shocking Epstein statement. So here, this is where I got it from. This is the first place that I saw it broadcast. This is in my description box under Status Quo.
Didn't even know she was coming out yesterday to give a shock.
This was the first. This is the first link saved in my description box. Let me slow the speed down. I apologize. Let me put it right here. Here we go.
Being totally unexpected. What the corporate media covers up. Hey, it's Jordan with Status Quo. Melania goes rogue. Reportedly, her husband, the president, who she doesn't live with, didn't even know she was coming out yesterday to give a shocking, totally unexpected statement saying,
reportedly. Now, he has come out today. I saw this last night. He's come out today and admitted that he did know she was going live. Of course he did. Everybody knew that was a lie. But he said reportedly because this is what they put out to you, the public. These are the lies that they straight-faced told you. But let's continue.
I didn't know Jeffrey. Didn't even know she was coming out yesterday to give a shocking, totally unexpected statement saying, I didn't know Jeffrey Epstein, barely knew Ghislaine Maxwell. But the corporate media is not going to tell you the actual reason she probably came out. And it might just be scandalous. But first, let me show you when we were on the ground reporting in Minneapolis after the tragic execution of U.S. citizen Alex Preddy. Our reporter Tina Desiree Berg interviewed Congressman Ro Khanna, who along with Congressman Thomas Massie has led the charge to release the Epstein files. Let's hear what Congressman Khanna had to say.
Is this going to be the thing that gets the MAGA folks out of their cult?
Well, this again is about elite impunity, right? I mean, it's a group of people who raped underage girls from working class families who face no consequences. Now, you got ICE officers who are killing working class people facing no consequences. We need accountability in this country. I do believe that the Epstein class needs to go and be held accountable. What happened here is terrible in its own right. But what I'll say that links that with the Epstein files is the sense that the elites have a different set of rules, that they can get away with a different set of justice. And this country...
A reminder, Status Quo is the leading independent outlet that reports on the ground across the country on what the corporate media covers up. Please support
this channel. Please support this channel. You will not see a lot of the broadcasts, a lot of the on-the-ground stuff that goes on that the for-profit media never touches on. So please go over there and check them out and subscribe. It's free.
This on-the-ground work for as low as $5 a month. That's just 16 cents a day. Now, let's show you what the First Lady had to say. I knew nothing. I know nothing.
I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence.
We'll respond to that a little bit later, but I want to show you what I think might have triggered the First Lady to come out here and kind of unprovoked say, I didn't know Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with this. Stop smearing me through the public. And it might have something to do with a model that Melania Trump knew and was on Jeffrey Epstein's plane quite a few times as a minor. I'm going to borrow from a TikToker. I don't usually play TikToker clips because, they're not all actual trained journalists. A lot of it is speculative. But this TikToker in particular, her name's Becca Day. She's been extensively reporting on the Epstein files. She actually has directly talked and is directly talking to a woman named Amanda Ungaro.
Hold on. I didn't realize I still had this screen shot up. I apologize. Let me remove this screenshot. I'm glad I finally figured that out. Okay. Go over there and join Status Quo. The link is in my description box, and I'm about to drop it in the chat as well.
TikToker in particular, her name's Becca Day. She's been extensively reporting on the Epstein files. She actually has directly talked and is directly talking to a woman named Amanda Ungaro. That name is going to become important in this and why the First Lady might have come out. Let me play you. This is a girl who was deported because her husband has close ties to Donald Trump.
Okay, so I have some new information for you guys about the Amanda Ungaro and Paolo Zampoli situation. If you're behind, watch the playlist that this video is attached to. So as we know, Paolo Zampoli is the former modeling agent who brought Melania to the United States for Donald Trump back in the 90s and has been in business with Donald Trump since the 90s. They did the whole modeling agencies together. They did the whole real estate world together. Paolo is a United Nations diplomat. He was a part of the first Trump administration, and he is very involved in the current administration. Right, okay, we've been talking about this guy since July. We know. As you guys know, I recently made contact with Amanda Ungaro, and we are now in communication on a regular basis. Amanda Ungaro is the mother of Paulo Zampoli's child, who he began grooming at the age of 15 years old. She was a victim of Jeffrey's operation. She was on Jeffrey's plane at just 16 years old. We knew that she was on Jeffrey's plane at 17 years old, per the flight logs that were released by the DOJ in 2021. But since speaking to Amanda, she has confirmed that she was on Jeffrey's plane at the age of 16, earlier than we even realized. Amanda has known John Casablancas since she was 13 years old, and we know Paulo actually grew up with John Casablancas, and John Casablancas is the man who inspired Paulo to become a modeling agent. Amanda was a victim and...
Hold on. I apologize. I just have this on 1.5. That was going extremely fast. I couldn't even understand a lot of the things that she was saying. I don't want anything to get missed about what she is saying. So let's try this again.
Husband has close ties to Donald Trump.
Okay, so I have some new information for you guys about the Amanda Ungaro and Paulo Zampoli situation. If you're behind, watch the playlist that this video is attached to. So as we know, Paulo Zampoli is the former modeling agent who brought Melania to the United States for Donald Trump back in the 90s and has been in business with Donald Trump since the 90s. They did the whole modeling agencies together. They did the whole real estate world together. Paulo is a United Nations diplomat. He was a part of the first Trump administration, and he is very involved in the current administration. Right, okay, we've been talking about this guy since July. We know. As you guys know, I recently made contact with Amanda Ungaro, and we are now in communication on a regular basis. We know Amanda Ungaro is the mother of Paulo Zampoli's child, who he began grooming at the age of 15 years old. She was a victim of Jeffrey's operation. She was on Jeffrey's plane at just 16 years old. We knew that she was on Jeffrey's plane at 17 years old, per the flight logs that were released by the DOJ in 2021. But since speaking to Amanda, she has confirmed that she was on Jeffrey's plane at the age of 16, earlier than we even realized. Amanda has known John Casablancas since she was 13 years old, and we know Paulo actually grew up with John Casablancas, and John Casablancas is the man who inspired Paulo to become a modeling agent. Amanda was a victim and witness to Jeffrey's operation. She has a lot of information about the inner workings of this operation. She was on Jeffrey's plane with Jean-Luc Brunel. She has a very unique perspective into this entire situation. And as we know and have been reporting on, in June of 2025, Amanda was wrongfully arrested and held in an ICE detention facility for nearly 4 months. After being held for that period of time, she was deported to Brazil without any kind of due process or trial.
So, Amanda Ungaro, who was married to this modeling agent, the same modeling agent who brought Melania Trump over to the United States. Well, Amanda Ungaro tweeted early morning, before Melania Trump walked out to give that surprise statement. Hello, Melania. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ICE, and you know what hurts after all this time. I stay close to your family, your mother and your father, not because of you, but because of them at events and everything else. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know. She tweeted that at 12:51 a.m., so a little bit after midnight yesterday morning. And then Melania Trump comes out unexpectedly yesterday to claim I knew nothing. I don't know. Not a conspiracy theorist, but...
So, are we clear? She tweeted that out, and as soon as Melania saw that tweet, saw that tweet, and then Melania broke like a track star to that podium to make that weird address that didn't no one understand. What the fuck are you talking about? Now, are you clear on why Melania saw that tweet and she broke bad to that podium? That's all I'm saying. These are the reports that have come out. So let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. That's all I'm saying. The timing is everything. Everything. Yes, it is. The same people who are involved with Epstein owning media. Wait a minute. Let me see. The same people who are involved with Epstein owning media where you are reading this amazing circumstances. But I don't think that they actually own the media. Oh, owning TikTok. Oh, because it was on TikTok and the Ellisons own TikTok. I get what you're saying. Okay. I get what you're saying there. You're right, and that's why it's so dangerous. You understand why it's not good when all of your media is monopolized by one owner, one entity. It's amazing that it's still up there. But once somebody captures something that is on social media, and maybe that's why they want so much AI, that AI will be able to pre-approve anything that you're going to put on social media. No, the reason why no, that's not the no. They don't need AI to pre-approve anything you put on social media, because in the United States, the FBI has just been financed with a pre-crime unit that will be able to go out and arrest you if you are anti-capitalism, anti all these. I did the story on anti Christianity. You're not sufficiently for family values. All of these vague things that this administration saying that they can actually arrest you for. So they don't even need AI. They have put up ways that they will be easily able to arrest you for things that they are describing vague, that could anything could come under these categories. Let me the pre-crime center is what it's called. So let's be real clear. What are the things? They can you can be identified as a domestic terrorist motivated by any of the following beliefs: anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, support for the overflow of the U.S. government. Now, what could be considered that you support the overflow of the U.S. government when they uh, they said that uh, Renee Good and Alex Pretty, who lost their lives to ICE agents, they called them domestic terrorism and domestic terrorists. And remember, they wanted to investigate Renee Good's wife. Immediately after they took their lives, the Department of Homeland Security ICE division took their lives. So, what is it going to take for them to say that, hey, you have support for the overflow of the U.S. government? Real vague terms. I have been talking to you guys about this NSPM7 and the mission of the NSPN7. These things had described way back. Ken Klippenstein, yes, Ken Klippenstein was the one who I first was shocked by this NSPM7, but your national news media never talks to you about these things. Now they have put up the new political pre-crime center. Hold on. The pre-crime center is only put up for political things. So, who do you think is going to be rounded up in this? Oh, and I have something about voting in the midterm election that should terrify you. Let me share this with you. I think I talked about this on either Thursday or Friday. I will skim over it real quickly right now, because I'm going to give you the link to Ken Klippenstein's page, where you can read about the NSPM7 and this pre-crime center, exclusive FBI new political pre-crime center. Are your views on the list of domestic terrorism indicators? Domestic terrorism indicators, and you have a fuckface right here who's going to who's going to be over it. Over determining who is going to be investigated for crime. Here, you can hit it right here to read the National Security Presidential Memorandum, NSPM 7, right here. Go over to Ken Klippenstein, and he always has what they call, these things are called receipts. He always have memos. He always have documents of what your government is putting out. He always have receipts. So go over there. Let's see what will qualify. Now Trump budget request reveals that the FBI runs a dedicated NSPM 7 Joint Mission Center with personnel from 10 federal agencies. It is busy proactively identifying domestic terrorists motivated by any of the following beliefs. Okay, you should know this. Anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, support for the overflow of the U.S. government, whatever that means, extremism on migration, whatever that means. It's going to mean whatever they say it means at the time. It's going to mean 9 million different things for 9 million different people. That's what it means. Extremism on race, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to be arresting white nationalists? You know it don't mean that. What do they mean? What do they mean? When they have taken white nationalists off the terror watch list that their own government told them that they should be on because of their activities. Do you think that extremism on race means that they are going to be arresting and targeting white nationalism? No, it don't. No, it don't. So what does it mean? It means whatever they say it means. Extremism on gender, hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on families. How could you punish someone for what their views are on the family and what is traditional about the American family when you got a president who is a 34 or 32 or 34 time convicted felon sitting in the White House with, what he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kids by 3 baby mamas. What is traditional? What the fuck we saying is a traditional what are we saying is a traditional American family? If that is traditional, if this is the administration that is talking about traditional American families, then anything should go, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? I'm just asking. Okay, hostility towards those who hold uh, hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on family. If you have hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on religion, now your president told you that he's not a Christian. So what the fuck are we being threatened about? How we view someone else's religion? Why are you even trying to figure out how I am viewing another person's religion? But see, because my view on religion is your religion is your business and my religion is my business. And if you don't even want to atone to a religion, that's your business. But your government is talking about arresting you for pre-crime based upon hostility to those who hold traditional American views on religion. Now we know that your Department of Defense person Pete Kegbreath has been having these white nationalist, I mean Christian nationalist people go into the Pentagon to pray over them who don't believe in mixing the races and don't believe in women voting. We know that one of Kegbreath's pastors said that slavery within itself was not a bad thing. So so if they feel like you are hostile to these white nationalist fake Christians that they are bringing into the Pentagon, who is preaching that the slavery isn't a bad thing. We had a pastor that showed up at Jamal Bryant's church. Now, I'm not a fan here or there of Jamal Bryant, but the audacity that we had a white white nationalist pastor showed up at Jamal Bryant's church and was yelling and screaming in the vestibule, and as people were trying to go into their church services, saying that you need to leave this church and repent because the black people are not educated enough in the Bible to teach the Bible. So, hmm, hmm. a hostility towards those who hold traditional views on morality. We are threatened to for pre-crimes based upon hostile views to those who hold traditional views on morality. Well, then with your president saying that he was going to end a civilization, should not he be in jail? Because are those traditional views on morality, or are people who were disgusted by that the language and the thought of that happening? Are we the ones who have traditional views on morality? But they want to say that they are going to try to figure out in the United States of America who has who can be arrested because they do not have traditional views upon on morality. Isn't that quaint? Hmm, I think that's quaint. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. I shared this with you. Here is the link. I'm going to drop it in the description box. Please go over there and check out this article. I have reviewed it in its entirety. Several. I think I reviewed this twice. Here is the link to Ken Klippenstein. Go over there and check out his Substack. Give him a like and subscribe. It's free. Here it is right here. Slavery was bad and got tons of folks who hate the country into it and gave them a better life than they ever had in Africa. Slavery was bad, and it gave tons of folks who hate the country into it and gave them a better life than they ever had in Africa. Oh, the same Africa that they are over there building riches in, the same Africa who created a civilization, the same Africa who created mathematics and sciences, the same Africa that who taught you the solar system, that Africa that they took someone away from. Are you serious? Do not write any more racist shit in my chat, or you're going to be banned from my chat. If you write some ignorant racist shit in my chat, you will be banned. You must have lost your motherfucking mind. No, you banned anyway. Fuck you. No chances. Fuck you. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay. Where are these motherfuckers? Don't Don Lemon didn't Don get arrested? Okay, traditional means women own nothing and can't have college education, and the white man is the master of all. It couldn't correct. That is exactly what it means. Basically, what they told in Africa is that own tribes sold other tribes, sometimes rivalry tribes or like with a bad background. They thought they were going to be indentured servers, not treated like animal. Now, how you going to treat somebody like an animal, but then you still climb up on them and have relations with them? Oh, but they do that with their animals now. They do that with their donkeys, their goats and stuff now. I mean, who is someone to preach on morality? You know, when their culture is so just disgusting. Who is someone to talk about morality? when they have none. They felt that black people were equivalent to animals, but they continue to climb on top of them and procreate with them. So who was the animal? Who was the animal? No black guilt. No black guilt at all. Go fuck your mama, like you probably are used to doing anyway. No black guilt. Okay, so let me go on, and I just wanted you to know that. Um, I want to stay on topic. Some people can't stay on topic when they see who they are following and the ignorance that they have in the White House. But they want to talk about a black guilt as I don't think that these are black policies. These are policies that you people have in office, but you don't have anything to say about the policy. So don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. And do not come in my chat saying dumb shit. That's all I ask. Period. We can agree to disagree, but you're not going to be disrespectful. You're not going to be racist in my chat. If that's what you have to do to live your life, you don't live your life over here. Just shut up, listen, hit the like, dislike, whatever. No one's holding you here. No one's forcing you. Want to talk about something, talk about the content of the material I am giving you. Don't be mad at me. Be mad that this is what you voted for. Because your racism means absolutely nothing to me. But what is it doing for you? Oh, let's talk about something else. Your president said that the federal government don't have time to pay for nothing like child care, like Medicare, Medicaid. It ought to be paid for by the states. States ought to pay for that stuff because we got wars to pay for, and we need a 500 billion dollars added to our $1 trillion war chest. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Well, how about this? Who heard about that Louisiana electricity company that has decided that they will no longer give electricity to a certain part of Louisiana? Families spent decades on Louisiana bayous. The power company pulled the plug. Have you guys heard about the power pump company pulling the plug on in 2026? A power company is deciding that they will not give people living in a state electricity. Who is over this state? Who are the senators and the senator? I believe it is Foghorn Leghorn Kennedy. Isn't he a senator over Louisiana? And who else is a congressman over Louisiana? Would that be Mike Johnson? Got to plug into an app with my son to make sure that I'm not watching a pornographic material on my cell phone, Johnson? One of the poorest state in the country, and now what are they doing in Louisiana? As they are preventing you from the Democrats for making a vote to finance this war, as they gaveling out of the floor. As soon as someone tries to make a motion, they gavel the floor closed, as they're spending $1 billion a day on this war. Who is doing this? Who is doing this? Your Congress with Mike Johnson over the Congress. This is what they're doing as they spend $1 billion a day because they don't want to declare this a war and have a federal oversight over the spending that is going on. $1 billion a day. Families spent decades on Louisiana bayous. The power company pulled the plug. If you are unfamiliar with this story, Bayou Decade, Louisiana. A 20-minute boat ride carried Danny Boss to the remote cabin his family has owned on this backlash bayou since he was a toddler. He opened the door and flipped the light switch. Nothing happened. Old habits die hard, said the 50-year-old home builder on a recent day. The power has been out since Hurricane Ida in 2021, not because it is the worst storm to hit the area, but because the local electricity utility decided to cut the family's cabin and many others from the grid for good. This is the corner of southern Louisiana. The boss's cabin is one of the several hundred middle class retreats known locally as camp, reachable only by water, yet long equipped with the comforts of home thanks to electricity from a local co-op. But since Ida, owners buy generators and haul 55-gallon drums of diesels across lakes and bayous. It is a heartbreak to my mom and to my dad, Boss said. They are retired and they could spend all of their time out there if they wanted to, but now they can't. Camp owners and their utilities of South Louisiana Electric Cooperative Association, or SLAAC, have been locked in a bitter battle over SLAAC's application to state regulators to drop 282 customers from the grid, citing the cost of replacing the system and concerns about future storms. Last month, the State Public Service Commission ruled SLAAC could abandon 158 customers, including the Boss family, but sent the case over to the remaining 124 back to administrative law judge. Is y'all worry about black people? Y'all think black people give a fuck about what you think about black people? Are these black people? You think black people give a fuck about you voting against your interests? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Okay, I'm gonna drop this link in my description box. I want to go move on to the next story. Why don't I? Why don't I? Let's move over to the next story. See, because you think, you believe that it is black people who is your problem, and you think that you're gonna rile somebody up about talking about black people when you're stupid, when you are stupid. Okay. And no one wants cares about your ignorance. Let me see. What is this? What is this? Here we go. Let me share this with you. Since we're talking, and y'all think y'all do your big one when you talk about black people, when you are upholding the ignorance that keep all people down. Okay, hey, you don't care? I definitely don't care about you. However, what else is going on in Louisiana and Louisiana power? What else is going on with the electricity in Louisiana? Can anybody tell me? Louisiana Meta, which is Mark Zuckerberg, selects Northeast Louisiana as a site of 10 billion artificial intelligence optimizing data centers. Governor Jeff Landry calls investment a new chapter for the state. As this data center is going to be plugged into the electricity grid of these poor folks in Louisiana, causing their bills to increase. These people who can barely survive in Louisiana now. But they can give a billionaire tax cuts to build data centers in Louisiana. And while you think Why you think I give a fuck about how you feel about black people? You don't feel enough about your goddamn self. Why do you think I give a fuck about how you feel about black people? Okay, uh, let's get into this. Uh, project is expected to result in 500 or more direct new jobs, 500 jobs for this huge data center, where the 500 jobs are for a specific period of time, though, up until the data center gets up and working. They're not going to have 500 employees. You don't even see a parking lot in this bitch because they plan to have 0 employees. You think if they had 500 employees, they would have a parking lot? No, there's no parking lot here. These are straight up data centers that will have very few employees. The 500 employees are going to be the construction workers. The project is expected to result in 500 or more direct new jobs, more than 1,000 indirect jobs, and 5,000 construction worker jobs at the park. Expanded, that's what they're saying. Expansive technology campus will occupy 4 million square feet of the 2,250-acre former Franklin Farm mega site. Now, what's happening with the farms? The farmers can't grow food, sell food. So who's buying up the farm? Places like Acre Traders. You know, the hedge fund company that is going by in buying up farms from farmers who are losing their farms. You know, because things like stupid regulations, tariffs, and things that have made a whole lot of farmers lose their farms. You know, things like that. That JD Vance is a part of. They'll come in and buy up your farm when your farm go under because you do something stupid like strike Iran for no reason, no way, no how, and now the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and now that it's time for farmers to plant their crops, they have to pay up to 70% more for fertilizer. You know, for policies like that, and you think black people give a fuck about what you think of them? You don't think enough of yourself and your own people. But who do you think you are to tell black people about anything about Africa? Talk about what's going on in Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. Talk about what's going on with your people. Missouri. Talk about that. Talk about what's going on with your people. Worry about what's going on in your people, bitch. Because you can't tell us nothing about people in Africa. You don't even know yourselves and how stupid you really are. Okay, so I carried this story about this data center. I think I have a video also about this data center and how it's going to affect the people of Louisiana. Hold on. The size of Manhattan. But you want to talk, but you think you're going to talk to me about what black people did in Africa. Okay. Wrong person, sweetie. Let's talk about what white people are voting for in poor white-run states. Let's talk about that. We're going to talk about that today. That's what we're going to talk about today. Why don't we?
Louisiana. It'll be the largest data center the company has ever. I'm standing at the site of Meta's new $10 billion data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana. It'll be the largest data center the company has ever built, about the size of Manhattan. The project is already bringing about big changes to this small town way of life here.
A lot of folks are on their own. And if they are on a very strict budget, they're going to have to adapt. And if they don't, they won't make it.
I don't know that gutting 2,500 acres of land just so we can mine data so that we can better market and sell people stuff, I feel like it's getting carried away.
Why are the data centers coming to the small rural towns? They're coming here to benefit themselves. They're not coming here with intentions on benefiting the community.
Our farmers around here really rely on the water system for irrigating their crops and stuff like that. They deplete the water system. That's going to be a big problem.
In a sense, it feels like, well, yeah, they come take advantage of us poor, dumb, rural folks,
So this data center is going to use about 3 times the energy that New Orleans uses in a year. I'm curious how, if electricity bills go up for people here, how that might impact them.
We're a poor area. It's a huge amount of people that have trouble paying their electric bill currently. There are people who don't own vehicles. They don't have health care. I just think about the people that I know that they won't be able to keep their lights on.
This is a large farming community here in Northeast Louisiana. We're giving our most valuable resource, which is farmland. I want to know, what is Meta doing to give back to the community?
There's a fear like, well, who's going to get what they need. It's going to be the people with the most money and the most power. I've worked a very short time in the oil field, South Texas, and working down there, you would be working in a boom town, but you would drive through a different old boom town that is where the oil used to be, but it isn't no more. And it was just a ghost town, because all that happens when a place like this comes in is the rich, they just get richer.
I'm standing at the site of Meta's new $10 billion data.
Any questions? Any questions? These links will be in my description box under AI. This is some information that I thought you should know. These are some facts about how the ignorance amongst us are the people who are helping ruin this nation, along with 45, 47, because these are the ignorant people who actually put him in office and don't understand the ramifications that this has caused the United States of America, as they try to point their fingers at black people and brown people of being the problem in the United States. But it's their own ignorance that is the problem that plagues the United States. So all 3 of those links, the 2 articles and that clip, is in my description box. I think there is something that I wanted to close with. Yes. If you are unaware, 4547 has put in his bid for what is he concerned about? He has put in his bid for his arches. So while prices are going astronomical for you, while he has made a fucked up war, and now he's over there capitulating to Iran and giving Iran everything that they said they want. Now let's be real clear. Your president came out here and he absolutely told you, when he first announced that ceasefire, that they had some things that they could work around, and he felt that we could have a peace plan. What did he say? He said right here in this highlighted section, we received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is workable. That it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized. And then what Israel do? Israel came in and and struck Iran with 10 bullets, with 100 missiles in 10 minutes. And that jeopardized the ceasefire. And then J.D. Vance said, well, I don't think that the Pakistanis, they understood English because Netanyahu said that Lebanon is not a part of the peace agreement, when he himself is the thing that's not a part of the peace agreement. Because he thinks that, hey, I own 45, 47. So what I say go. Netanyahu is the only thing that wasn't a part of the peace agreement. So we are clear that that Lebanon was a part of the peace agreement. Trump just shared Ergani's post that he accepted the regime's 10-point proposal. A reminder here is the 10-point proposal. Now, who sent this out? Trump sent this out. What is a part of the proposal? I think it's number 8. No, is it? Number 3, no Israeli strikes on Hezbollah, including in Lebanon. What's number 8? Charge about a $2 million per ship transit fee instead of a direct compensation. There is another thing that I wanted to permanent ceasefire, no future attacks on Iran. What else? No strikes on Hezbollah in Lebanon, lift all the sanctions, full sanction relief. So why is it that they are trying to deny that they agreed to all of these things? Now, your president, Iran came out and said that they got everything they wanted, from the sanction relief to the being able to proliferate their own weapons. But 45-47 came running out of breath, saying that's not true. We didn't give them any sanctions. You remember how when President Obama reached an agreement to have their nuclear sites inspected, and he would relieve the sanctions, and they made an agreement, and they held up to their part of the agreement. And part of the agreement that they made is that they would get their money back that had been tied up because they had sanctions on the country, and their money was taken away from them, the money that they had to sit up in U.S. banks to actually do any type of trading and stuff. And that's why the BRICS was created. So your president is sitting up here, and he keeps telling you how many planefuls of, and Obama gave them cash. He gave them planefuls of cash, but he never tells you it was their own cash. So now, when he has given them so much cash, he's given them full of cash. He doesn't tell you that he wants to pretend like, oh no, I didn't give them no cash. Only Obama did that. This is their own cash. But since he lied about Obama giving them cash, making you believe that it was your cash that he was giving them, he can't even admit these simple facts that he's giving them their own cash. Because it'll make you realize, oh, so was that the same thing Obama was doing? Well, why were you saying it like it was such a travesty that Obama did the same thing that you're doing? Because he wants to pretend like he's doing something that Obama didn't do. You are doing something that Obama didn't do. You're ruining this nation. You are plunging this nation into far more debt, into a position that we are going to find it hard pressed to get out of, while creating no jobs for the American people. No future for the American people. Oh, you think that their future, you want to send all of the money into war fighting. You don't have money. The states are going to have to pay for this. States that are cutting off electricity. How are they going to pay for health care, Medicare, Medicaid, child care? How are these broke red states going to pay for any of this stuff? Oh. You'll have more farmland to harvest for data centers once those dummies die off. Once the dummies that continue to vote against their own interests, against their own health and welfare, die off for continuing to vote against their own best interests. You can have those whole poor ass states to build data centers in, and those stupid ass governors will continue to give billionaires tax credits and stuff, while they don't give the poorest people in their state a goddamn thing to eat, to wash their ass, to have electricity. Hey, no. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I need to give these billionaires some tax cuts. And this is what these dummies vote for, while they so concentrated on what black people doing. Black people ain't doing that dumb shit. Only you doing that dumb shit. That's what black people doing. They ain't voting for dumb shit. Okay. Where am I? Okay. Here is what the Clash report. Trump says he's very optimistic about a deal with Iran. No, that's not the one I wanted. That was before they went on the to. That was before they went to Pakistan. Do I have it? I may not have it. I apologize. I may not have it. But no, I don't have it. Let me tell you what is going on with that today. Now, today, Iran said that they were not going to leave the tarmac until all of those 10-point conditions had been met. And they said all of the 10 points on a condition had been met, except the release of the sanctions, which means we ain't got our money yet. Where our cash at, bro? Where our cash at, bro? And the other thing that they said that had not stopped was Israel striking Lebanon, and you denying that Israel not being able to strike Lebanon was part of the deal. So yeah, we can get on this plane and we will wait, but until all of our conditions are met, not some of them, not we can agree to disagree, not we can figure it out if that's what was agreed upon. No, all 10 of our conditions have to be met before we pick up this plane to go anywhere to negotiate with you. And what happened? All of their conditions were met. All of their conditions were met. However, once they got there on the ground, what happened? Of course, Israel started striking in Lebanon again. Why? Do you think that Israel is now we're supposed to believe Israel is a partner or a friend to the United States? As soon as they got there, Israel started striking. And then your stupid president started trying to lie and said that American ships had passed through the canal. So what the fuck is really going on here? So J.D. Vance, before he left, well, yeah, we're going, but if they try to play us, we're out of there. So who's trying to play who? Who's trying to play who? They gave you a list of conditions. You agreed to them, and then you tried to back off and lie that these are things that you had not agreed to. And they said, "Oh, y'all want to negotiate? Well, until you acknowledge what you have previously agreed to, yeah, we can negotiate. But let me tell you what, we ain't starting from beyond the 10 points you already agreed to. So let me tell you what is going on over there today. This is my last point that I wanted to make. Hold on. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Right quick. Iranians are strong people mentally and individually. BB refusing to stop. I do love it when you read the ignorant person. It's just like laughable. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck? We all trapped here. What are you doing? If you want to talk about something, talk about the real things that are going on. That's why this nation is in the condition that it is now, because everybody else wants to act like it's some race of people have done something to them. And they ignore what they do to themselves, what their own race of people are doing to them, but they continue to vote them in over and over and over again. Okay. I guess it's their culture. Their culture is so depleted and so degenerate. It's their culture. They want to talk about the culture of every other people, but you never hear them contemplate their own culture. Their own culture of why so many people who harm children are circling the person that they put in office, knowing that he was a convicted felon. And one of his convictions was for SAing a woman. But they voted him back in office. But they want to talk about the culture of other people, how they are victims of the culture of other people. So we should put a foot on the neck and stop giving them the freedoms that they fought and died for, because we like it better when we could do whatever we wanted to do and abuse other people any way we chose to and not have any ramifications for it. While they want to talk about the culture of other people, they never look at examine their own culture. Okay, so let me share this last thing with you. I put those in there. So I think okay. Let me share this with you, so you can compare and contrast our diplomats that went over to negotiate a ceasefire. Real quick. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you. I just want to play certain parts of this for you. So let's get into it. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, I may have to go. I may have to
of the Iranian leadership team.
I mean, we may have to hear a couple of insults because my boy right here is good for a drag. Oh, this man, he is good for a drag. He be dragging. This is going to be in my description box. It will be listed under negotiations. Here we go.
In more than 47 years. This is what Trump's illegal war on Iran has reduced America's global standing to. And yet, the deranged occupant of the White House says that the Iranians have no cars. He wrote on Truth Social moments ago, and I quote, "The Iranians don't seem to realize they have no cars, other than a short-term extortion of the world by using international waterways. The only reason they are alive today is to negotiate." President Donald J. Trump, end quote. Can someone tell this Israeli lapdog that the Iranians have the biggest card at their disposal? Alive today is to negotiate. President Donald J. Trump, end quote. Can someone tell this Israeli lapdog that the Iranians have the biggest card at their disposal? A card that had brought the mighty West to its knees. The card is called the Strait of Hormuz. This card is more powerful than possessing nuclear weapons. Let Iran continue playing this card a bit longer, and we will see the invocation of the 25th Amendment in America pretty soon. Voice Sky News reporter from Islamabad explained the importance of this meeting.
Yeah, it has been very touching. It's been sort of a nerve-wracking countdown to these talks, and the Iranians, I think, have been playing hardball and brinkmanship games right up to the last minute, saying that they weren't going to come if the ceasefire, that this truce that's been broken by the Pakistanis, was not considered to include Lebanon, but also if billions of dollars of frozen assets weren't unfrozen. Well, it's still unclear about the ceasefire in Lebanon, where you are. It's not entirely clear what's happened with those frozen assets, but we do think the Iranian delegation has arrived. Iranian state media reporting that they have arrived here in the last hour, landing in a military base here, and they're making their way to wherever they're staying here ahead of these historic talks. We can't say, we're not entirely sure who is in the delegation, but it looks like it's a team of seasoned negotiators who will be facing the American president.
A group of seasoned negotiators. And we sent Larry, Mo, Larry, and Curly, the Three Stooges. They sent seasoned negotiators. Let's hear the titles of these seasoned negotiators. We sent a do boy from Trump days back when he was had these model agencies. Witkoff, Jared Kushner, that have never brokered any successful deal since you have been looking at them and been told that he was sending these special envoys. What are these special ed envoys? Because they have never brokered anything, but I guess they can't be too crazy. They have brokered a whole lot of personal wealth for them in these countries that they have been sent to. They have brokered their personal wealth. That's the only brokering they have been doing.
JD Vance tomorrow, the team is sure who is in the delegation, but it looks like it's a team of seasoned negotiators who will be facing the American president, JD Vance, tomorrow, as well as Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner in the negotiating team the Americans are fielding. And there's a kind of an imbalance there, if you like. On the American side, they are not seasoned, experienced diplomats. They are negotiators, they're not diplomats. We think on the Iranian side, though we can't confirm the names, that these are very experienced negotiators. So it's going to be a fascinating contest between them, if you like.
They are not seasoned they are not seasoned diplomats. They are not seasoned at all. They are negotiators. These are not diplomats. America didn't send a diplomat in a war that we are winning. I guess we're not winning badly enough in this war. So why bother send a diplomat? Let's send the son-in-law. Let's see how that works out. We'll see.
In what is a really historic meeting, the first time an American vice president has ever met Iranian officials, certainly since the Islamic Revolution in 1979 in Iran. And I think the big question really, Yala, is, ahead of these talks, we've seen that sort of pre-negotiating posturing. And we're now going to get into the nitty-gritty of this. And I think the fundamental question is, can both sides agree on what to do with the Strait of Hormuz? The Iranians have acquired a new card since they last sat and talked with the Americans in Geneva, talks that were torpedoed effectively by the Americans and the Israelis with their war that they launched while that diplomacy was underway. That card is their control of the Strait of Hormuz, the fact that it gives them kind of ransom power over the world economy. How are they going to play that hand? Are they going to overplay it? And is there a way that both sides can agree to opening up that strait to some extent that will then lead to more sort of intense talks, 2 weeks of talks scheduled? The hope is that they could go on a lot longer than that.
This was the moment when the Iranian delegation reached Islamabad.
So J.D. Vance, who says, everybody should speak English in America. So he wants you to believe that these educated men misunderstood English. That was the problem. But these educated men told you better free my money and admit that not striking Lebanon was in our initial command demands that you agreed to, or this plane is going nowhere. So the plane has made it there, and what do you think? They have made the announcement that Lebanon was part of the deal, and now Trump is denying. No, I didn't give them any money. But please. Trump's a liar. He didn't know that Melania was going to do a press conference, only to come out the next day and said he did. So who you gonna believe? Who you gonna believe? Let's continue.
The Iranian delegation includes Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Foreign Minister Sayyid Abbas Araghchi, Secretary of the
Parliament Speaker, who else? Let's see the titles of these delegation. The Parliament Speaker,
The Iranian delegation includes Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Foreign Minister Sayyid Abbas.
The foreign minister is there. Who else is that? The son-in-law of anybody? Is that the a builder of anybody who was around you around the current leader of Iran when he was playing around with models and bullshit? Is the foreign minister? Is he one of those people? Huh?
Sorakchi, Secretary of the Supreme National Defense Council, Ali
Secretary of the Supreme National Defense Council. Is that someone who some billionaire propped up and paid for everything and put him in connections with every job that he had since he has gone to college, like Peter Thiel did for J.D. Vance, and then propped him up and financed his first campaign for senator? Is the Secretary of the Supreme National Defense Council, is that how he got his position? I'm just curious. Who else did they send?
Akbar Ahmadian, Central Bank Governor.
The Defense Council, the Central Bank Governor. Wait a minute. Who are these people? Y'all said all of these people? What?
Abdul Nasser Hemmati, and former IRGC commander Mohammed.
Former IRGC commander. The IRGC is their military, with over alleged 1 million people. The former commander of the military is there, and you mean to tell me that we don't have a high-ranking military official that came to them to go? Oh, I forgot. Keg Breath fired them all. For his lapdogs. Okay, let's continue.
Bagher Zolghadr. The Iranians have made it abundantly clear that they would not settle with anything less than the 10-point demand that they sent originally, and something Trump even tweeted about, saying that this would be the basis of the negotiations to start. But what are
yes. Now they are trying to deny this. I have showed you your president tweeting this out himself about the 10-point plan. Where is it? Right here, highlighted. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. That's what your president put out. And now they're lying. Now your government is lying because they know their stupid voters don't care if they're lied to or not. But people's lives are in danger. This is also, who put this out? Your president. Your president. He put that out. The official statement of Iran on April 7th. This is his tweet on Lie Social. But he wants you to believe something different now. Let's continue with our video. Because I tell you. Let's continue with the video.
The chances that the Iranians may be saying, and something Trump even tweeted about, saying that this would be the basis of the negotiations to start. But what are the chances that the Iranians may be saying something in public, but completely different in private? Listen to Banam Ben Taleblu on BBC Radio 5 Live today. This is an absolutely fascinating analysis on Iran. Do pay attention to every single word uttered by this American analyst.
Benham Ben Taleblu is a senior fellow at the non-profit think tank Foundation for Defense of Democracies, where
I really I dropped the link in the chat. It is I don't want to hear from this motherfucker who's trying to make it seem like, oh well, maybe Iran is lying and ignoring the obvious lies that your government is telling you. Let's continue.
than that, actually, thinking about it. But, you know, this is all before we even start talking about some of those other massive issues, the nuclear issue, for example. I mean, you know, that's probably the biggest of the whole lot, and the hardest, and the one that you need the most granular detail between the teams. And it took the Obama government years to reach agreement on that, didn't it? So I guess my question is, will those people who are thinking there's going to be a deal in the offing be left somewhat disappointed?
I would say that's exactly correct. And you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, I'm a critic of the 2015 Obama era nuclear deal, but that took 2.5 to 3 years minimum of multiple rounds of diplomacy. And that just focused on one issue. Now, that one issue is still with us in a different way, the nuclear issue. But if we're going to get more than ceasefire, deconflict.
But that issue wasn't with you under the Obama deal that you have problems with, that you have not enunciated, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Let's continue.
The U.S. and Iran for so long are now being inflamed and on steroids post 6 weeks of war.
Trump knows that what he is up against, the humiliation meted out by the Iranians, is already showing in his public conduct and behavior. We saw him threatening to mass murder 90 million people of Iran the other day. Watch this American political commentator, Leah McGowan, on CNN. She sums up so brilliantly Trump's insanity of the last 42 days or so.
That said no nuclear weapons, that allowed international inspectors to ensure their compliance.
When that expired. It would have expired.
Can you actually just let me speak for like one frickin' second, bro? Thank you so much. There was a deal. And Trump came in and said, I can get a better deal. And he ripped it up. And he didn't get a better deal. And then he went into that country at the request of another country's leader, and he spent $50 billion and killed thousands of civilians and at least 13 American soldiers, and hundreds of American soldiers are injured. We've heard our bases, we've heard our radar. People hate America now. We had a president say that we're going to destroy an entire civilization. That's like if I came home and I held a gun to my wife's head I said, for 13 hours, I'm going to say, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to blow your brains out. Just kidding. We'll talk about it again in 2 weeks. That does not make you a good negotiator. That doesn't make you a good guy. It makes you psychotic. And he's the leader of the free world. And everyone knows that now. Okay. So no, this is not some winning strategy that Trump came in after years of being begged to help with Iran. This is not what's happening.
The JCPOA did not touch ballistic missiles, and it allowed for legitimized.
You know where we're at right now. It's not good.
Listen, the JCPOA wasn't supposed to touch ballistic missiles. What is your point? The point was about nuclear weapons. Well, the JPCO didn't touch ballistic missiles. But what are your agreements that you had to agree to even be negotiated with? What points are they touching? And these motherfuckers sit up here all arrogant and don't give a fuck about the billions of dollars that we have spent in 1 month, nor the billions of dollars that Pete Cadbreath spent in September, the $93 billion that he spent, that was remnants of the last 800 and some trillion dollar budget, because of if we don't use it, we'll lose it next time we go up for a budget, when he knew that $800 trillion that they had not spent all of the money on. So therefore he went and spent $93 billion in September. In September, he already knew that they were not going to lose any money in the budget, because the new budget for 2026 passed on July 4th. And he knew that $800 trillion budget that he was spending $93 billion remnants that was left over. He know that $800 billion budget had been increased to $1 trillion, and it was increased in January. So why was he spending $93 billion under some if we don't use it, we'll lose it type of shit? Not just spend it, blew it on bullshit. As your government tells you, it cannot afford health care for you. It cannot. This is a war budget. And if you need health care, if you need child care, you're on your own. Let your poor state pay for it. Where your state going to get this type of money from? What about those states that refuse to sign into the um, Affordable Care Act so that you could even qualify to get health care? They just turned the federal dollars down because they didn't want it to appear like they were accepting any goodness from a black hand. Like, no, keep your black dollars. Those are federal dollars that they turned down that prevented a lot of people in their states from getting health care. But y'all think we give a fuck what you think about black people. You know, I mean, we expect no less from you. We expect no less from you. Let me, let me share uh, the last new things that I have heard coming out about this war. Um, these war negotiation. Uh, I'm going to share this last thing. All of these last two links, they are in my description box under Let's Talk. That's short for negotiations. So let's see what Ben Mycelis from the Midas Touch is saying about what's going on in the negotiations. Please make sure you check out the links that I have shared with you guys because these are quite informative. People who go the route of telling you things that you may not hear in your mass media. So please check them out.
Donald Trump is panicking as Iran has issued its final demands during these purported peace talks that are taking place in Islamabad. Iran said it's impossible to negotiate with Donald Trump and his regime since they lie about everything. So we're just imposing our demands. They either meet our demands or they don't. And now they said we'll get it.
Piss or get off the pot. We ain't going back and forth. We ain't doing it. No. This is what it is. It is what it motherfucking is. And if you want to ride the wave, you better get on this is. Because this is the only thing you got coming. All we got is motherfucking hard dick and bubble gum. And we straight out of bubble gum.
Into technical talks about how to implement our demands, which include control over the Strait of Hormuz, full reparations, as well as long-term security guarantees for Iran and its proxy groups throughout the Middle East. Here you have Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister, Kazem Garibati. He says that Tehran is making demands in the current talks with the United States rather than engaging in ordinary negotiations, citing Washington's record of dishonesty and deception. He says Iran is demanding, not just negotiating with the United States. Now, Iran has also put this out on its social media accounts. This discussion is centered on our demands, and they put that in all caps, rather than being a negotiation. They also posted time to seal the victory in beautiful Islamabad. And just to remind you what some of these demands are: authority over the Strait of Hormuz, payment of war reparations, unfreezing of all blocked Iranian financial assets, securing a comprehensive regional ceasefire and permanent security guarantees for itself and for all of its proxy groups. And one of the things that Iran continues to do is just mock Donald Trump's post. I mean, Trump's been making post after post this morning, so Donald Trump did a post. The Iranians don't seem to realize they have no cards other than a short-term extortion of the world by using international waterways. Now, Tehran responded by saying, the latest attempts at psychological warfare against Iran, we are masters of this, with a smiley face emoji. And according to Iran, they're saying the U.S. has agreed to already release part of Iran's frozen assets, which was a precondition to start the negotiation. The Trump regime denies that they released Iranian funds. Iran says that those funds have been released. So there's a dispute there. There's also a dispute over an incident that took place in the Strait of Hormuz. The Trump regime leaked to its favorite propagandist from Axios, Barak Ravid, the following: several U.S. Navy ships crossed the Strait of Hormuz on Saturday, a senior U.S. U.S. official tells me the move was not coordinated with Iran. This is the first time U.S. warships have crossed the Strait of Hormuz since the war has begun. Ramid goes on to say, the senior American official said that the warships crossed the Strait of Hormuz from east to west into the Gulf, then made their way back eastward through the strait to the Arabian Sea. This was an operation focused on freedom of navigation through international waters, the senior American official said. So according to the American side of this story, they sent a number of destroyer ships, which go about 35, 40 miles per hour, to do an east to west trip in the Strait of Hormuz. And they said they were not encountered by any Iranian ships. And they did this apparently.
Now, who believes that? And even even if you believe that, if you're in the middle of negotiations to end this war, why would you even do that? To bust up the negotiation? Why is this a scatterbrain tweeting out of this? Is something that is going on during negotiations that he said that he was going to leave the troops over there just in case the negotiations don't work. So the troops' lives will further be in danger until this scatterbrain and this numbskull that he put over the Department of Defense figure out that there's no other lie that you can tell, that we have just been embarrassed by this war. And you have ruined the U.S. economy behind this war.
They claim during these sensitive negotiations that are taking place in Islamabad in Pakistan. Now, according to the Iranian side of it, Iran denies U.S. warship passage. Iran's Tasman news agency says a senior Iranian security official categorically rejected the Axios reporting, claiming that U.S. Navy vessels had transited the Strait of Hormuz today, emphasizing that no ships have passed through the strategic waterway since the ceasefire took place. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson said the following: U.S. destroyer was forced to retreat. That a U.S. destroyer attempted to enter the Strait of Hormuz and was forced to retreat after receiving an unequivocal warning from Iran's armed forces, preventing a potential ceasefire violation, and what apparently took place during these mediated negotiations in Islamabad. According to the Iran side, they saw the destroyer that was being sent by Trump into the Strait of Hormuz while these negotiations were taking place. You had Iran's parliament leader, MB Ghalibaf, and their foreign minister, Araghchi, told the prime minister, Sharif of Pakistan, hey, they're sending a destroyer into the Strait of Hormuz. We're going to leave these negotiations if that destroyer stays there. That was conveyed to the U.S. side, and the destroyer turned around. According to the Trump version of events, the destroyer has traveled all throughout the Strait of Hormuz and was not encountered by any naval vessels or military vessels of Iran. Barak Ravid from Axios then writes, senior American officials said, we have not received any threat from Iran to attack the ships, or that they were going to attack the ships. Iranian military officials say no U.S. vessel ended up crossing the Strait of Hormuz. You can see right here the Pakistan mediations taking place. You see the Iranian negotiators. As I mentioned earlier, Iran sent a team of basically like a dozen of its top leaders, people very familiar with nuclear energy and nuclear capabilities, lots of PhDs, all of their kind of top leaders showed up. On the other hand, the United States sent J.D. Vance and Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. And I just think it's notable, again, that Trump is sending Witkoff and Kushner, who botched the negotiations last time. And there's no one in the room for the United States who has any understanding of nuclear capability. So when they're talking about the technical aspects of things, Iran has people who very much know all the technical aspects of nuclear capabilities and enrichment and all of that. And on the other side, the U.S. doesn't. And the U.S., there's no other U.S. allies. I don't think there's any other U.S. allies that exist anymore, quite frankly, that exist at this point, other than Donald Trump doing what Netanyahu tells him to do. But like, there's no NATO allies. There's no experience in the room on the U.S. side of things. Now, again, Iran says U.S.
Hold on. You said what happened to the ship that they repaired in Europe? I think that the ship is still under repair. You talking about the Gero 4 that caught on fire? I haven't heard that it has been repatriated to the mission. I think it is. They said it was damage far worse than they reported. Of course, like everything that was damaged far worse than this military reported. So I think that it's still in Greece being repaired. So if you're talking about the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier.
Released money to them. U.S. denies that. White House is saying today reports regarding approval to release Iranian assets are false claims. And then Donald Trump starts making his post after post after post. Trump post this morning, the fake news media lost all credibility. The fake news media has lost total credibility. Not that they had any to begin with because of their massive Trump derangement syndrome. They love saying that Iran is winning when in fact everyone knows that they are losing and they are losing big. And Donald Trump says, praise be to Allah. He says that their longtime leaders of Iran are no longer with us. Praise be to Allah. Again, just think about it. Like, you're in this negotiation right now.
Okay, so you're in the middle of the negotiation, and here you have this imbecile out here tweeting, their supreme leader is dead. Praise be to Allah. See, that's that is a whole demon. That is a whole demon. He has no respect for the religion that his family familiar religion. He has no respect for this Christianity that they are trying to put on the American nation. This lie that America is a Christian nation and they have rules in the FBI if you're not Christian enough and all of this shit. But he has no respect for himself or any religion, because if you had some respect for yourself, you would not disrespect anyone else's religion as a insult, talking about praise be to Allah, about killing the supreme leader, because God forbid Iran, they can't have any nukes. No nukes. When the person that you killed is the person who put out a fatwa that they would never create any nukes, because he was the religious leader who thought that it was against the Muslim religion to even have a nuke. But we don't know what his son thinks about it, especially after you killed his father, who had the fatwa out that they would not create a nuke. So here you have him out here once again being a butthole, being a total lunatic. I'm telling you, I disagree with that Article 25 to get him out of office. I definitely believe that this whole administration needs to be castrated out of office. I believe in the Article 2 of the executive branch, Section 4, about impeachment of this administration. The president, the vice president, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. I think I don't want Article 25, because I don't want to have to deal with J.D. Vance, who is indebted to Peter Thiel. Let's continue.
People are trying to resolve this, and he's mocking the killing of Iranian leaders and mocking their religion by saying, praise be to Allah. The only thing they have going is the threat that a ship may bunk into one of their sea mines, which, by the way, all 28 of their mine dropper boats are also lying at the bottom of the sea. We're now starting the process of clearing out the Strait of Hormuz as a favor to countries all over the world, including China.
I thought you didn't need the Strait of Hormuz. You're doing all these nations a favor. These same nations that you said they didn't come to help us, and they're going, we're going to think about it, what we're going to do. Now you're doing them a favor by clearing all the mines. I thought that the United States didn't need their oil, and therefore the strait was going to open up by itself, and all of this bullshit, all of this blabbering, all of these lies.
Japan, South Korea, France.
Oh, well, maybe you heard about what his special envoy who went with Jared Kushner, Zalilia, whatever his name was, that I was talking to you about. Maybe he heard about what his baby mama said about Melania and himself, and maybe he's trying to throw everything on the wall. See what stick. The American people, they so stupid. They have short attention span. Let's just lie, throw everything on the wall. Don't nobody call us out on our lies anyway. Most of our rich billionaire friends on every area of media and social media. Just say whatever. This is the phase of the war we are in, as we are allegedly negotiating. As it was obvious that J.D. Vance wanted to come back in a huff and said that the Iranians didn't do something and therefore we left because they weren't serious. See, how we know that the U.S. isn't serious is the whole point that J.D. Vance is even doing the negotiation. That's how we know that the U.S. ain't serious. How else do we know that Stephen Witkoff is doing the negotiation? How else do we know that the U.S. is not serious about these negotiations? That Jared Kushner is a part of these negotiations. And the main reason we know is because of all of this bullshit that your feeble-minded president is putting out on his social media, Lie Social. That's how we know these are unserious attempts at ending this war. Because obviously, maybe he's compromised and has been told that he's not allowed to end the war. The last thing we saw a text that he said that he had talked to Bibi and they have to be a little more low key. Maybe he's talked to Bibi and Bibi said, hey, settle down there, fella. Here it is. Here he says, what did he say here? We're very optimistic about a deal with Iran. This was before they even announced the ceasefire. They're much more reasonable. They're agreeing to what they have to. He's lying right here. If they don't make a deal, it's going to be very painful. I spoke with Bibi. We have to be a little more low key. This is your president. This is your president that gives your tax dollars to Bibi's nation to keep them afloat in all of the terror that Bibi decides to strike on his neighbors. But your president is. Bibi said that we got to be a little more low key. Okay. Mike David, you're mad you can't curse, huh? Mike David, why don't you hit the like button and leave? No one's holding you here, Mike David. Because if you don't know, Jared Kushner tells the story of how when he was a child, Bibi Netanyahu used to sleep in his bed as he slept on the couch when Bibi Netanyahu used to visit the Kushner's house. So that is how close Benjamin Netanyahu is to the Kushners. If you are unaware of that story, you may want to, I'm not saying anything inappropriate happened with Netanyahu. I'm saying that the family was that close that when Jared Kushner was a kid, it has been reported that Benjamin Netanyahu used to spend time and spend nights over at the Kushner's home where he would give up his bedroom, Jared Kushner would, to Benjamin Netanyahu. So if you don't think, Mike, I think it's your time to go there. Hit the like button on your way out. I understand you're mad, but I'm not going anywhere. You're the one who's going. I'm sorry, Mike. Stay mad about it. Bye-bye. Okay. So if you are unaware about that, it is true. Mike is gone. Nobody has time for that ignorance. There's a video of Netanyahu saying it explicitly and thanking Jared to his face. Yeah, I heard about it's not Bibi and Jared, it's Bibi and the Kushner family being close. That's what I'm saying. Let's be real clear. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, guys. All of those links are in my description box. I didn't even mean to stay this long. If you like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. If you share the video, I would appreciate it more. If you subscribe to the channel, that would be great as well. I hope you guys have a great remainder of your weekend. I will not be on tomorrow. Most likely will see you guys Monday morning. And like, share, subscribe, and please tell a friend. Shake a hand, tell a friend. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Bye-bye. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for the Can We All Breathe Freely artificial peace. Artificial peace. Oh, my God. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy your weekend.